Okay. Hello. Welcome. It's been quite a ride today. I assume most of you are in the Starbase Discord, but that's quite a spicy topic. We're gonna save that for a little bit later. We're first gonna start with like the stuff that is actually fun and like the good. To be fair, we can go over the update they've pushed out, or the update they've announced, which is interesting, and then we'll get over the spicy topic in a second. Okay, if that works. So there is let's see if I can. Yeah, I can have Discord open, but not the spicy part. It's gonna be interesting. How are you guys? I hope you're having a great day. I should be able to have, boom, Discord open. See, there is some cool stuff coming to the live build very soon, which is a quite massive update. You know, it's gonna be pretty big. It seems my face is covering like the left side of the screen, but that should be. Oh, that's not Discord that I'm moving. Let me move Discord a little bit. Should be better now. Now you can see everything. Wonderful. Great day, moon mining. Yeah. So important things that are coming to Starbase soon. Moon mining, capital ships, heat mechanics, all the good stuff is coming to live in an update that they want to push out next week, hopefully. Assuming it all at least slightly goes to plan, more so than it has been going so far. This should all be coming next week. Important notes are also that the rail cannons, premium FCU, and like the fancy enhancers and professional chips are all going to be available. We can finally get those because, as far as I understand it, they're going to be adding Exalium finally, and the other ores we may not have yet to the moon surface, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going to get alloys, we're going to get capital ships, but no sieges yet. Those are going to be added later because they're just too unbalanced right now. And we're going to get more asteroids, more large asteroids too, which is going to be really cool for people that do some mining. We have a new PvP station, Rober, which we used to have back in closed alpha. And we're getting a new fast travel connection. We'll go over that in a second. I see a lot of people clicking because of the clickbait. Yeah, the clickbaity thumbnail. I'd been wondering if that was like okay to do for a little bit, but I thought, you know what, fuck it, let's go full clickbait for this one. But that's gonna be, not gonna be a recurring topic, okay? This level of clickbait. I know this is a very spicy, very, very touchy subject for a lot of people, at least right now. And I hope we don't have a reason to do this kind of clickbait for more videos. First of all, important note, no game isn't cancelled, okay? I know it's kind of something people worry about right now, and that makes sense because the announcement we had earlier today is kind of a frightening one, if you will. But that is, we'll get over that in a second. Let's quickly go over the update we're getting to live soon. This also includes research tree and crafting rebalancing, which is really nice because that's been a mess for the longest time. I think what they're going to do is just change some values around, so it's not going to be what I hope it's going to be in the end, but at least it'll be more bearable for the time being. And a very important one for a lot of people, the fast travel core is no longer going to be needed for going to the moon, which I know people have been very upset about, that it was even added in the first place. But I think overall it might be for the better. I have some ideas that someone came with earlier today that I would like to be the new use of the device, the actual device, not like the functionality it has right now, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, this is all going to come to life in like the next week, hopefully. Now, the thing they mentioned is the rather major update, this one being because Starbase's sail performance hasn't been the best, which is kind of something me and a lot of other people expected to happen. At least I didn't hope it was going to go this way though. So they are going to focus on other projects, which I kind of half assume, half hope is going to include a Trine 5, for example, but we'll see about that. I don't think they've given any further info on that. Luckily, the Starbase server cost, as they say here, is low, which makes sense because it's a peer-to-peer hybrid setup. So the servers don't actually do any of the rendering itself or any of the ship simulations, which is very nice. And they are going to significantly slow down development, which means in this case that some developers are going to be losing their job at Frozen Byte or being moved to other projects. Mostly the latter, I believe, which would then include the project they mention here. But there are also people going to be leaving the company for, at least for now, but for an undetermined amount of time. Which includes Pip, the girl you know from the feature videos, for example, and from basically all the videos Frozen Byte has pushed to their channel, which I think is going to be a very interesting choice for a lot of people. I know a lot of people really appreciated her work, and I did myself as well. But yeah, I hope she'll at least manage to do something else she likes in the meantime, and I hope the company manages to get back on track with Starbase at some point, and then maybe she'll be able to come back. I hope so, but we'll see. Anyhow, game isn't dead, but game is definitely in a tricky spot right now. But that's not for us to worry about much right now. Also, let me quickly catch up on chat. I think Frozen Byte could help prevent Starbase from ever dying outright would be to create dedicated or private servers with custom configs. On the one hand, I think, yeah, that would help to a degree. On the other hand, it is definitely a tricky thing because they are using a peer-to-peer setup. So you would have some sort of interaction with the Steam datagram relay, which I'm not sure how hard that is to set up for private servers, but I know it's not as easy as it would be for completely server-hosted things. But it's definitely something they're looking into for if the game is ever really about to die. They have kind of said, yo, we're probably, if that ever happens, going to publish what we can from the game's source code and allow custom servers, if people are willing to pick that up. Let's see, I read your thumbnails, no clickbait. This development was slowed down as it's not getting much funding. Exactly. That is the main issue, is that it, at least what we assume, we haven't gotten any actual context on why there's suddenly a lack of funding, but what kind of the community assumes is that one of their major sponsors has stepped out of the project, which would definitely cause an issue like the one we have right now. And it would be pretty sudden. So that's kind of what we assume happened. We don't have any confirmation on that, so I'm not going to claim that is the definite truth, but it's the most we can guess right now. Now, let's move YouTube out of the way again, because there's other stuff. There's stuff that's actually fun, which is this. It's a new update on the PTU branch, which is all soon going to come to live, but that's going to be next week most likely. So what we have is a speedometer, which we had already, but it's been moved to a different crafting menu now. We have a laser tracker, which has been moved to crafting. All this stuff is mostly stuff we already had, but it's now been added to the crafting menu. So you can now craft the new rocket launcher, which is a really cool way to launch rockets. It's super compact compared to the old one. And what's very important is the gyroscope, which is something super sick. Hey, welcome, Chip. Yeah, sup, dude. And Drong as well. All the classic people are here. Awesome. And I've updated a few ships. It seems the Duratech guys, they have their own separate ship shop, and they've been working incredibly hard to get all their ships fixed up. It's impressive. They have these proc node or dispatch node isn't that impressive. There's only a few here. There's only 2 that's been fixed. Sorry, 2 that have been added, and 5 that have been removed. But the previous, I think, patch notes, there were I think 20 of their ships in there. It was insane. Oh, we also have glass now, and it actually is required to make glass parts, which is cool. And yeah, then the fast travel gate core no longer being required. And let's see. Oh yeah, this is a big thing for me. I've been building a station recently, and we can now set how many zones of a station you load in, which is up to 5. It's not as many as I would like, but it's a good start. So, yeah, that's nice. Now let's hop back into the actual game. Boom. I just restarted it, so we'll have to load into the universe again. Let's see. Oop. Game chugs a bit when you boot it up. Alright. Now, one thing we can very quickly check is that new station they mentioned. Because as far as I know, that is supposed to be somewhere, I think up there, yeah. That's the new Rober station. That station is completely out of the safe zone, supposedly, and it's a PvP station for, like, doing some fights and stuff, which is pretty neat. Now let me grab the proc notes open so I actually know what's going on, what I need to look at, or the patch notes. Let's see. So in the craft menu we have some new stuff, which is all under ship parts, I think. Mostly under devices, probably. The cool stuff is under devices anyway. I don't even know where it is. I'm actually blind. This is impressive. Somewhere in here is the new gyroscope. If I wasn't blind, I would have showed you. But yeah, we can better jump into the SSC to show that, I think. The grid display is nice. Thank you, Chip. We've been working on that in the last 2 streams, and thanks to all the people in the chat here, it actually turned out pretty nice. But I definitely appreciate the help I've had on it, because a lot of people have given their input, and that helped a lot. I still have some stuff to fix on that ship too. I forgot to do that earlier. I kind of forgot what one of the things was though now, which is not ideal. But we'll see. Come on. It would be nice if the thing would load in. Oh, there we go. Game is lagging a little bit. It's it seems the large ship next to me is causing some issues. But hey. Oh boy, yeah, WJ, the new displays are nice. Can't wait to see how far people can push them. I agree. I've seen some things that people are working on, and my god, some people are insane. Like, I have a thing that works for this specific ship, and that's fun and all. And I would dare say it's for a single ship setup, it's for a single, yeah, ship, not chip. Setup, it's relatively complex, but compared to what other people are doing, oh boy, it's nothing. Okay, so, oh yeah, I've set my scroll speed way too high. I was trying to take a thumbnail earlier, but then I ended up not using it. Okay, so this is the new gyroscope device, and it's relatively small. It's 48 by 48 by 24 centimeters, so like 2 48 centimeter plates thick. It's not that big, and it allows you to calibrate it to its current orientation, and then it will give an XYZ offset from that orientation, which is so incredibly powerful for GPS applications. It's ridiculous. There's a few things that would have been nice with it, which is, for example, the ability to align it to the world grid. But oh boy, is this thing powerful. It's like seriously cool. And yeah, I've added it to this ship, but I can't actually use it yet because I need to rework the entire YOLO code for it, which I'm not going to do right now. But I can show you a little bit of how it works just by opening my util. It seems we got the epic music right now. Very cool. We're already getting 100 by 100 characters ASCII art. Oh yeah, I saw that video. That was insane. Why not align to center of gravity on moons? Ooh, that would be incredible as well. I would like that. Okay, so how it works. The ship is currently like stationary, which is nice for this. You say, hey, calibrate, and then it sets its 0 offsets, basically. And then from this moment on, it will always like be aligned, or it will always measure its orientation relative to this this current orientation. Thank you, EJ. I'm very happy with how the display turned out. So if I now rotate the ship, you can see the yaw and the roll, because the ship is kind of unstable, slightly start going up. See, the ship, because of the slightly unbalanced nature of this one, it's a little unstable, but that's fine. Now when it goes over 180, it drops back to negative 180. It's really nice. Oh yeah, Subaru, that's true. Hover vehicles would need some work still. Like, would need some more features to work nicely. That's absolutely true. Then again, hover vehicles also have the benefit that they can at least work with the rangefinder. Like, they're not ideal with the rangefinders, but at least they can somewhat work. In space, that is a lot harder. And when I move around, yeah, you can see the values keep changing. What's really weird about this device, which we haven't seen much in other devices, is that it's accurate to 1,000th of a degree, which is, compared to like other things we've had, like the receivers, which are, I think, a 16th of a meter, which is nothing. And then we've had the speedometer, which just kind of jumps around because your FPS does that. And this thing is just accurate as hell. Where the frick are your cat ears? Oh, you give me a second, bro. You give me a moment. I'll add them. How are you, far away? You doing good? What did they give us? Gyros, but the output is in quaternions. Chip, I would have actually rioted. I would have had to go over to freaking Finland and, like, knock on their door a bunch and look at them angrily, because that is the most aggressive thing you can do without actually being an asshole. So yeah, I would have looked at them and be angry. Quaternions is like the system Unity uses, and it's a massive pain. I don't think anyone understands quaternions. People think they understand them. Boom, there we go, cat ears. I think people think they understand quaternions, but nobody actually does. It's so weird. Eating popcorn and watching Starbase Discord drama. Oh yeah. For anyone looking for like something that's actually fun to watch, go check out Starbase chat on the main server right now. It's a freaking mess. It's horrible. But yeah, now I forgot what kind of stuff I needed to add to this ship. I know I bought one, and then I realized, hey, this is wrong. But now I don't remember what was wrong. Which is not ideal. Don't actually know what I wanted to change. It's fine. We'll figure that out at some point. I'll need to do the GPS update though. But that's going to be a thing for YSNav in general, where instead of doing orientation through receivers, we're going to be doing orientation through these things probably. Fair warning, actually fun to watch is relative. Yeah, it's relative and very subjective. Ah, see ya, Subaru. That's too bad, man. Yeah, see you later, dude. Nice, got a cup of ginger tea with a lot of honey to make sure my throat doesn't start burning out again. Shit, did last few streams, which is not ideal. Okay, let's see, what other stuff do we have we can look at? We can go over to Rober in a second if we want to. Oh, you know what we can do? That's not in the test flight, though. Not in exit game either. No, don't save the blueprint. I'm being nice and awake for now. Okay, let's see if I can spawn in the actual one I have in universe. Let's go check out the new warp gate and like the moon side. See what's there. Because we can now warp there with these ships, which is pretty neat. Also, it seems like the fast travel core had been renamed to Fast Travel Core Mini, which I don't know, but sounds concerning. What's your personal guess as to how long the development slowdown might last? Ooh, that is a very hard question. I am not sure. I don't really have many expectations for now anyway. Like, I think it will last at least until that new project they're working on is done, which could be anywhere from like 5 months to 3 years. So I wouldn't hope on any like speed up again in the near future. But I do think, or I do hope the people that are going to be working on Starbase still will be focusing on stuff that is like noticeable. Yeah, I think like Fast Travel Core Mini could allude to a capital ship version or possibly large and small warp gates. Yeah, I wonder, like the warp gate we have right now is pretty decently sized, also relative to what they were supposed to be. It's like 5 kilometers in diameter, which is massive by any means for Starbase stations. But I wonder if it would relate to there potentially having been or maybe still going to be other warp cores. Oh, that leads me to another thing I wanted to talk about, where I think Shen the Shep on Discord had an idea for, ooh boy, how to repurpose the warp core or the fast travel core asset, which, you know, it's a pretty cool device, but it's kind of useless now that the requirement has been removed. So his idea was to have it work kind of like a fast travel core for working without the gate, which many more people have said before, but I've always been kind of against it. But now that I've heard about it again with some more like details, I think I may not be as opposed. Say you have like multiple tiers of it, multiple sizes, effectively warp drives, except not really. I'm not sure if any of you have played either Star Citizen or No Man's Sky, because both of those games have a fairly similar system where you can like kind of warp, or not really warp, but you kind of speed up a lot without collisions or anything towards a certain waypoint, or towards a certain target. Like in No Man's Sky, you can fly towards stations and planets and everything, and in Star Citizen, you can fly towards, I believe, mostly stations, or orbital markers, which is just a separate thing. Similar to a pulse drive, I think so, yeah. Like where you fly at, say, a couple kilometers per second, but you fly towards a target. You don't have any collision during that, but you also, like, you don't just use it to travel to anywhere randomly. It's mostly to points of interest. So like stations you've visited before and you have access to, and possibly moons, which that's a thing. I've always been kind of opposed to warp drives of sorts because I liked the aspect, or still like, the aspect of moons being kind of something you have to work for to get to. But given the current state of the game, and also like the general direction they seem to be taking, at least with this update, I think it might not be too bad to have a device to reduce the time it takes to get to a moon. You know, make them part of the actual universe, like part of the things you use in the game, instead of making them something that is actual exploration. Yeah, no coordinate system. I guess you could also have coordinates and then have those work as markers, for example. Kind of like how Star Citizen has their orbital markers around planets, which are just like random points in space, really. But you would have mostly like flying towards, for example, stations, capital ships, moons, EOS as the planet, stuff like that. Which I think, as Chip also says, yeah, would reduce a lot of AFK travel time, which I don't think is a bad thing, because that's something I see a lot of people complain about, the time it takes to get places. And for moons, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but I can understand why people don't like it. And for getting to places in the belt, I do think it's not ideal. Because if you need to like spend 3 hours to get to your station before you can even do anything, I feel like that might throw a lot of people off. Like, I'm personally fine with it, but I have a relatively large amount of time to spend on a game, and I can see why most people would not. I think that might not be bad, you know? I wonder, what do you guys think about that? Like having a device that would let you travel not, well, let's say anywhere. Make it more like, not any, like any point of interest. So you can travel to a moon, you can travel to stations you visited before, and you would do so at, say, a couple kilometers per second. So you would get to, it would still take a while to get to moons, but like stations in the belt, you would be there in a few seconds. I wonder what people think about that. And then you wouldn't have collision, so asteroids you would be safe around. So going through the belt would be safe. But you would drop out, say, like 3 kilometers before reaching your destination. So at last bit you would have to fly without warp travel to kind of prevent accidentally clipping into the station. Or into the moon. Of course you would stay a bit further from moons when dropping out. I wonder what people think about it. And then what I think would be ideal is if there were multiple like sizes of the device. So instead of there just being this massive thing we've had until now, make smaller versions, make larger versions. Make this one like kind of, I think this one could probably be one of the larger ones, but it would like it would work based on ship mass, right? So the small one could only help a very small ship get up to that high speed, and then if you go over that limit, it just doesn't work. And then they would produce a lot of heat, and yeah, a cooldown would probably be a good idea. And jammers. Oh, that's a good one. I hadn't thought about that yet, but yeah, jammers is definitely something that could be useful. Not just to pulse away from PvP, but also to like make sure people don't warp into PvP. So if a siege is going on, you may not want people to immediately drop into that. People that are not affiliated with the station itself, or with the capital ship itself, to just immediately drop in there. So, like, you would have to kind of drop out way before. You would have, like, say, 100 kilometer radius around it with a jammer. That just doesn't work. I feel like that would make it a little bit hard to find people randomly in the belt if everyone is zooming by at kilometers per second. That is fair as well, Kyo. That is something I've been wondering how it would be solved. Because, as you say, yeah, finding people is already really hard. I'm not sure how this would affect it, really. Yeah, see ya, Kyo. If you want to hop on anytime soon, though, let me know. I'm always available. But have a very good night, my dude. And Chip says make it so ship mass affects max target distance. That is also interesting. Yeah, so like if you have a larger mass, it would like use more fuel. That's the thing. I think it should use either normal propellant, so like be a booster to your thrusters, or some sort of specialized propellant like the capital thruster propellant, which we already have as a concept, you know? Hey, JH5KL, how are ya? Make it so jumps leave a visible detectable trail. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, like tie that into the radiation or heat mechanics. Mix it with the new heat system and heat scanners. Using a pulse drive emits a ton of heat with a long cooldown, making it easier to find for the sake of convenience. Yeah, exactly. So it would have like a serious cooldown on it before you... Definitely a charge up as well. So it would take like, I don't know, 30 seconds to charge up. It's just a random number, probably shorter, based on how much power you have available or whatever. But it would take a while to charge up, and then it would leave behind a giant signature for people to find. That'd be an interesting one, yeah. I think that could work. Would make it so you have to really think about where you're going for a bit. But also, you can still go there quickly, which is something... I like... Oh man, it looks really cool to have all these origin stations around. Like just the giant ring of little origins. It's kind of cute. I like it. Okay, this is my first time going to the moon in a while, by the way. I've not been here... I think I haven't been to the closest moon since the start of EA. So this is going to be interesting. We're also going to be bringing a ship that I really shouldn't be bringing to the moon. Oh, we're getting some weird warp effects. Okay. That's what happens. Jumps could have an indicator when active and could leave a trail that stays after use and gets more visible. Longer lasting the more the same path is used. Ooh, that would be interesting. So, like highways, kinda, would, yeah, they would, like, leave behind bigger signatures. That's a cool one. Okay, we can just go. Oh, this is much faster, I think. I'm not sure how fast it actually is now. Supposedly it's faster than it used to be. It does feel faster, but then again, I haven't done this in so long. But I definitely think it's faster. So that's interesting. Okay, now we just wait. So the speedometer, I don't think it shows anything when you're... Oh, it did show for a little bit, but now it just quit. The speedometer gave up. So yeah, it just gave up. Combine that with some sort of interesting jammer along frequently used warpaths, and you could... Ooh, that's interesting. What's happened? So... as opposed to what the thumbnail suggests and the title of the stream, the game hasn't been cancelled, but there has been a major slowdown in development, which means that for now updates are going to slow down. There's going to be a very large update, like sometime next week most likely, but after that update is going to be, or updates are going to be slower because there have been like funding issues, which are something that is really hard to deal with, I'm afraid. But yeah, development is going to continue just at a slower pace, and we'll see where it goes from there. They're going to be focusing more on another project of theirs, which I haven't heard more about yet, sadly. I think it might be some follow-up to Trine, which would be pretty cool in my opinion. I'm not sure if everyone's a fan of Trine, but I like it. Let's see, speed is felt like 2 or 3 times faster. That is impressive. That's actually quite a bit. That would make it a 4-minute trip, or like 4 to 6 minute trip to get to the moon. That's nothing. And yeah, I feel you on the scared to get out your ship thing. I was lucky that I had people who tried it before me, so I knew it was supposedly safe. Corp speak for canned to difficult abandoned ship. I don't think it is, actually. It's mostly corp speak for we lost a source of funding, which I personally think is what happened. Like, one of their investors just kind of dipped out, and then that is now causing issues. I assume, anyway. Then again, don't take that as guarantee, because that is all speculation. But yeah, if it was actually abandoned ship, they would have either released source code or at least abandoned the game, which they haven't yet, luckily. But we'll, best we can do is wait and see where it goes and try our best to at least enjoy what is here right now. And that's what I'll be doing for sure. Ooh, that's another thing. I'll be reviving the IGRA most likely, which I'm not sure if you could call that a revive since we haven't really done anything yet. But it's a racing company I started a good while back in closed alpha. And back then we just didn't have the tools to do anything with it. But nowadays we do. And especially after we get that new update we're getting, like the heat update on live, we'll be setting up some racing stations, like kind of beacons, waypoints, where you have to travel between. And it would be, I think, pretty cool. They would be most likely PvP enabled stations or races at first, because those are supposedly more fun. We'll have to see. But yeah, we'll see where that goes as well. Can you imagine if Starbase tech became open source? I doubt anything good would come from it, honestly. I feel like a few different parties would try to pick it up, but I don't think anything really productive would come from it. Starbase Discord is up in arms about a potential wipe. Did they announce one? Not that I know of. I haven't heard any developer about a wipe. The last plan I heard is no wipes unless strictly necessary, which I don't see any reason for there to be one right now. But I guess the main thing could be that people are concerned about like the state of the game and thinking, hey, it might help reset it or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, that seems like doing a wipe right now seems like a less than ideal choice. It's also completely unnecessary, which makes it less of an ideal choice. Anyhow, how are you, Celerith? Hope you're having a great day. Hey, this really is a lot faster. We're like halfway there. Probably even further already. When can we see the belt? Belt when? That's the thing, you can kind of judge how far you are from a moon, or I guess when you're almost there, when you start seeing the belt. Which is nice. I might just be blind, but I don't think I see it yet. Unless I actually do and I'm just actually blind. Who knows? I can't say. There's been people claiming they found another moon, by the way. So there's like, I think 35-ish moons right now that have all been explored at this point. But there's been people that said, hey, we found another moon. But I think what they saw was just an artifact of the skybox. Which is sort of sad, because it would be really cool to find a new moon this far into the game. On the other hand, I kind of like the fact that we know about all the universe. We can definitely see the belt now, by the way. Cool. Now, where exactly are we going again? I keep forgetting like which side of the moon we go to. But it seems we are definitely nearly here. Ooh, now there's another new thing, which is a station on this side. I think. Maybe not. Hold up. There is... No, I think that's also on the EOS side. It's called like Far Belt, and it's, as you may guess by that name, far into the belt. Hello, hello, Graaf, how are you? It's a station far into the belt, and it's supposedly pretty cool. Oh, this is nice and glitchy. Was that actually called Frozen Bites City? Peter a ship, nice. Sparta City? I think I saw something called Frozen Bite City. Subaru City. I don't actually see it anymore, though. Interesting. Now, somewhere out here should be another gate, but I do not know where it would be. So I don't think we're going to be able to reach that. I also don't know how many pirates are around here nowadays. Like on PTU. I also don't know how large the save zone is. Makes you really annoyed. As in, you built a ship specifically to carry one? Airships when? Ooh, airships soon, I think. I don't see why we wouldn't do airships soon. Oh, that's already the edge of the save zone here. It doesn't give a warning. Normally it would give a warning in chat. Oh, I definitely messed up some numbers though. Let me restart the ship. Seems I broke something. Yeah, your big... Yeah, I know your big ship. Dedicated a big chunk of space inside it for the fast travel core. Yeah, but imagine what you can now do with all that space. Oh yeah, wait, this is all, by the way, within the gravity well of the moon. It's quite large. Now I wonder, can I somehow find that gate? I don't think I can. Honestly though, I don't even know where Arma is. So that doesn't help. Added some nice looks to it. That's fair. Hey, you can keep it on there. You know, why not? Oh, there it is. I found the gate. Should we try and speedrun there? I feel like we're gonna get stream sniped. We're definitely gonna get stream sniped. But who cares? I said they would remove it now. Yeah, they're gonna remove the... Well, they're gonna remove the functionality. Any old devices we've had, you couldn't buy from the SSC anymore. You couldn't craft them anymore. So you couldn't get new ones, but the things you had on your ship already has always been fine as far as I know. Oh, the ship is not allowed to leave the safe zone. Interesting. Thought I turned that on for this one already. Yeah, should we just do it? Should we go to the moon? To the other station? To the other warp gate, which is supposedly getting to the other side of EOS, I think. You know what? Let's just make a run for it. We're probably gonna get shut down here. At some point. I feel like we're gonna get blapped, but we'll see. I'm also kind of worried about the whole gravity thing. Leaving anti-gravity zone. Approaching safe zone border. What? Oh, that's leaving. Okay. No, okay, then it'll make sense. I'm pretty sure I already left, though. I was convinced I was well past the safe zone by now, but I guess not. Interesting. So you can't get it in the SSC anymore, but is it just when you try to pull it into the SSC or when you try to buy the actual thing? Buying the actual thing. We had this with like the old Yodel chip sockets, for example, too. And printers. You can still get those in the SSC, I'm pretty sure. You just can't actually use them. I don't think you can copy them anymore either. Just move them and you can't buy the ship. But overall, it's not that terrible. Okay, so stations allowed is 0 because we're in gravity. It seems this all works though, which is pretty cool. Save zone warning works now. I've inverted that because we used to have it where the save zone notification would be on if you were inside the save zone, and it felt a little useless, you know? Like, oh, you're inside the save zone, you're safe. Here's a warning message. Enjoy. It felt a little over the top. Also, the velocity seems to be surprisingly stable. Unless I wildly shake my mouse, I think. Then it gets a little more unstable. On one hand, goddammit, I like it on my miner. On the other hand, thank fuck my warship doesn't need it anymore because it's a rather slim hull. Yeah, I think overall it's probably a better change. But that's something we discussed earlier. I wonder what your opinion on it is too. What if we repurposed the device as being more of a pulse drive? So you would aim towards, say, a certain landmark you had visited before, or you have access to at least. Say like a developer station or a station of your own, or a moon, for example. And you could travel to that at an increased speed, say a couple kilometers per second. Where that would use either normal propellant or the Exorium propellant that capital ships use, since it's kind of like a warp drive. And it would use tons of power and generate a lot of heat, but there would be like different tiers and stuff. I think personally that would be really cool, but I wonder what other people think about it. We kind of went over that earlier in the stream as well, but since you're only now hopping in, you know? I like it. Like the way it works in SE. Ooh, I haven't... Yeah, but SE you actually warp, right? SE isn't just faster travel. Because I'm just personally not a big fan of... like blind warp drive. I like the idea of being more like Star Citizen system, where you kind of travel really quickly towards a point instead of blinking there, basically. Just my personal opinion on it, though. If you disagree, that is, of course, completely fine as well. Hey, so far we've been relatively safe. We might still get blapped from behind, though. Because we're only going at a relatively low speed. Jump ahead. Yeah, the cooldown I think is definitely important though. Either way, like no matter what system you use, I think cooldown is a very important thing to have. I'm writing up a big suggestion post, and I think I'll add that as well. I forgot to do so. And also, obviously, something... Would it still depend on your actual ship speed? I don't think it should. I think it would depend... Maybe the speed would depend on your mass, for example. The mass relative to the tier of warp... Or, yeah, let's call it a warp drive. The tier of warp drive you're using. But you could also have it depend on your actual ship thrusters. I'm not sure what would be best, but I think the tier, like the different tiers warp drive should have a like maximum weight they can carry or maximum mass, and then below that, the more overhead you have, kind of the faster it should go. Of course, up to a limit, not allowing you to go a bajillion meters per second using a high tier thing on just a beam, because that would be a bit ridiculous. But I think it should scale to some degree. Like have the higher tier ones actually be better even on smaller, lighter ships. I think that pulse gravity could help. Even though I like the distance and ease of getting damaged, Starbase has an approachability problem that I think is part of the lack of saves in current players. Lack of sales in current players. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like, I'm not necessarily a fan of the concept in general. I kind of like the idea that space is big, you know? But I am yeah, I'm like willing to kind of what do you call that? Freaking not compensate, the other word. Like give in a bit, I guess, where I think it would be better for the overall performance of the game. I wouldn't say top speed stapler. Let's see, stapler mass thrust top speed and get an X second 97% travel. Yeah, you could also tie everything in. That is true. Like, if your ship normally is able to go really fast, it might go faster with a core as well. As the concept space is big. Bonk. Shh. And Tagarik, development will be slowed down, so now we're going to have one update per decade. I'm not sure if it's per decade. We've had... I think that the thing that makes a lot of people say there hasn't been any work done on the game is that live updates have been very sparse, which is an undeniable fact. Live updates are incredibly sparse. But I think that is something that a lot of people... Like, I guess it's just a choice they made to update PTU more often and update live in larger bunches. But it's a choice not many people seem to agree with. So I think that, yeah, that is... I think live updates are still going to be sparse as they are right now. I think PTU updates are going to get sparser, sadly. Yeah, absolutely. Either sparser or smaller. I'm not sure which of the two it'll be. Given that we've recently had quite a few like actual interesting PTU patches. So we'll see how that'll end up being. Let's see, Frozen Byte should have released the station parts that were ready to be released, so there's more to do and pull more players in. That's the thing, while I agree that pulling more players in would be a good way to get sales up, obviously, I'm not sure if it would actually be good for the game in the long run. In the current state of the game anyway, pulling players in. It's kind of like something I'm worried about. But then again, it would definitely... at least help people build more aesthetically pleasing stations. I love the concept of space being mind-blowingly huge, but you can do that and not force players to travel 4 to 5 hours to a station just to begin grinding. Elite Dangerous does it fairly well. I've heard Elite Dangerous being brought up more, but I'm not actually... Like, I haven't actually watched any videos yet on how their travel system works. But, yeah, no, like, I wouldn't dare comment on that. I'm personally a fan of how Star Citizen does it, but then again, that might tell you just about as much as Elite Dangerous tells me, so that doesn't necessarily mean much. I just feel like Frozen Byte really overcomplicated some stuff, or just overthinks, making a lot of changes to stuff that should be considered as finished. To a degree, I agree with that. I think they might not necessarily focus on the right stuff. On the other hand, they have had a lot of people work on the game, or at least according to their own words, and I think most topics have been at least addressed to a degree, where like everything has been, not everything, but a lot of things have been worked on. I'm not sure if they're all the right things, obviously, but there have always been people working on things that may seem less important. And I think that is just how development works in at least in a larger group like Frozen Byte is doing. I'm not sure if that's the case for any larger group, obviously, because I don't have any experience in game development myself. Problem is getting broken features in the game can potentially be more damaging than being slow in putting them out. That is also something that is definitely a concern, yeah. I wonder, like, I'm actually curious whether people would have preferred fewer updates or more broken updates. I think that is mostly what the PTU is for, though. Like, the broken stuff. But then, I guess it's also being pushed to live while still not broken enough. Or still not fixed enough. Elite Dangerous is basically you blink warp between systems and you fly around the sun to do the next warp to the next station. Not sure I like the blink system. Yeah, similar to No Man's Sky, gotcha. That one I do know. That one I've played a bunch. I'm not sure how well that would work for Starbase. I think that would work if we were to ever get, like, interstellar travel. Or I guess interplanetary even. I'm not sure how well it would work for the current system. I think like, just my personal opinion on that is that I think a Star Citizen-esque system would work better, but we'll see. I'm worried that there will be no activity from community soon, making the project fall in the depths of dead games. That is a fair concern. I think that is a thing that heavily also depends on a part of the community. And I feel like I am a part of the community that is kind of supposed to counter that, since I am, as some of you may know, I'm quite excited about the game still. Or at least about the game's concept. But there is definitely a concern that people lose interest right now. Let's see. At the moment, the loop is just design ships, spend hours to days mining resources, flying to buy a ship, and repeat. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of improvements there that need to be made. I don't think the ship design itself, being quite an involved process, is bad necessarily. I do think it could be made much more accessible. And I definitely think travel could be made better. That's also why I'm like considering the whole warp core, the whole like fast travel concept in the first place. Stations are worse than useless since you can't live off of them with the factory halls being broken as ever. Stations are like I should mess around with them more, but I haven't had any issues with factory halls myself, so I wonder where that difference lies. So I would like to like have some more contact with people that have actually had those issues, because they've been while they haven't been reliable, they haven't been game-breakingly bad for me. EBM should not be in the game. I think EBM should have been worked out more before being added. I think the concept of EBM is incredible. Like, it's a super good tool to get people to be able to build some basic ships early on. But it's in its current state, it's just a risk for your ship at all times. It should definitely, like, not be a part of the early player experience as it is right now. In 7 hours flying to Munch Station, you can't refill your 48 propellant tanks because the factory hall objects are unusable. Oh, that is interesting. EBM shouldn't be a limited area thing, I'd say. That I agree with. I feel like we might get more EBM functionality once we have inventory crates. And so basically inventory v2. I think that would allow transferring modules around, for example, which is kind of like a major part of EBM. But I also think EBM functionality, like the whole place and automatically weld thing, should be part of normal shipbuilding. Or at least should be able to be used anywhere. Yeah, ships could be designed by the engineer players which have knowledge about the game. People who are supposed to outfit them to their desires. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of... See, I feel like if I say us more experienced players, it makes it kind of like bragging, which it's not supposed to be. I feel like a lot of the more experienced players have the skills and knowledge to make upgradable ships, which would definitely allow newer players to play the game more easily. I also think it would need, like, they would need to kind of be kind of tier 1 ship, so it's a very early on accessible ship, which is something I think a lot of companies are, or a lot of players are missing in what they are creating right now. Also, heat update is going to kill the ship shops for a while. It's going to be fun. Let's see, I understand why EBM exists. Can't help fantasizing about EBM not existing and having more designer ship shops, even entire ship shop stations. Oh yeah, being able to make ship shops of our own? Holy shit, sign me up. Absolutely. And Jillian, yeah, speedometer and gyro are sick. I am a big fan of those. I don't think I have the... Yeah, I don't have the gyro on this version of the ship yet, but my god, it's good. Remember when in one of these showcase videos about factions, there was a mention that big factions would sell ships to civilians or members and let them outfit ships. Yeah, I hope that is still planned. I'm just sad that it hasn't happened yet. Absolutely. That would have been incredibly nice to have. ABM was definitely rushed, and I think that was a bad choice. That I can only agree with. Crafting research was also rushed. Yeah, I have a big thing about crafting and research that I need to include. That I want to include in the, like the little suggestion, or well, the giant suggestion post I'm writing up. That's the thing. If you have anything you don't like about the current state of the game, or you would like to see added, that isn't like add this giant large feature, but like something that is relatively small, for example, even if it is large features, honestly, just hit me up, because I am trying to write up something that is kind of a, hey, this is what people would like to see. And I'm going to post it a bunch more times beforehand, which should hopefully help me improve it to like more or better fit the community's general opinion. More interior decorations, yeah, fair. So general like station, like decorative parts, I guess, in general. Interior. Crafting and research, I said, or we said earlier. And what else do we have? EBM being utter trash, which it just is right now. Biggest burnout from Starbase for you is that the fact that you can't make ships how I want them. I see. Wish that ship deeds were developed earlier. Yeah, the other ship deeds. Those are definitely important. Check out the post made on the forum for short-term changes that would be useful. I saw that one. Yeah, I saw the post. I assume anyway. That's the one where people came together in voice and kind of wrote up something, right? I think, from what I've seen anyway, a lot of what's written there seems to be relatively conservative, if anything, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. It's like, it's not extreme opinions. It's all fairly balanced, I believe, which is interesting. Personal waypoints. Oh yeah. Personal waypoints are a good thing. But that is also part of the warp drive suggestion I have. But I'll put it in there anyway. Let's see. Ship deeds. A station beacon. Yeah, exactly. Players could just set their own beacons to either player stations or points that the player could set. Yeah, exactly. That is that's like the I'm not looking for a jump system myself mostly, but I am kind of looking into ideas for how to set up a, I guess, faster travel system, which I think would definitely benefit the game, at least in its playability, which isn't a bad thing right now. I thought pattern was to hit the high impact, low effort features. Yeah, that is fair. Makes sense. And it does seem, at least from what I remember, it seemed like there were good features. Customizable plates, that is something that's been kind of said no to, I'm afraid, but more plate options is definitely a good one. How about plate welding? Where you could weld plates of the same material to plates that are that same material. Star Citizen Quantum System is basically this. Yeah, I like Star Citizen System personally. absolutely. I think that's a decent shape, or a decent system. True, rounded, most of the stuff looks very sort of flying brick. Oh yeah, rounded plates are definitely fun. Rounded plates. Let's see, weldable plates would be huge. That I agree with, yeah. Less bolts needed, absolutely. You would just need to bolt like devices to your ship and bolt plates to beams still. But you would absolutely need a ton more, fewer bolts, which I think would make it a lot easier for people to build ships. Because bolting is something that's just a ginormous task right now. Especially if you build more complex ships. Would be nice because we could have 2 fuel types. Yeah, exactly. I think that is... let's see, did I actually add that in there? Yeah. We already have the 2 fuel system. That's the best part. Like, we have Exorium fuel for... Or Exorium propellant, sorry, for capital ships as warp fuel. And then we can use that same exact system on normal ships, you know? For the lamp's adjustable light level. Oh, yeah, adjustable light level and like general HSV values, which used to be there. For lamps. Hell yeah. And that also includes station lamps, obviously. One thing I would personally like to see, but that seems like quite a big task, is the ability to use like cables and pipes and ducts and everything, and general like functional parts on stations without having a factory hall for the owner of the station and people allowed to. Like more dedicating factory halls to AFK rendering or AFK loading, so like stuff you need to continuously work, and like stuff you need in a factory hall, and for renting them out, obviously. Early PvE style rogue AI outpost that players could raid for loot gear. I am personally not a big fan of that, like of kind of NPC bases, if you will. I think it would be more interesting to have players build that, but I also see why people say, yo, it would be nice to have at least for now, since there aren't many players to build them. More plasma thruster version? Oh yeah, like stackable thrusters. Let's see. Keep them coming, guys. You guys are having some great ideas. I like it. And yeah, Stapler, it seems I did make it with that pew pew. I am incredibly proud of this achievement. We got to the other gate without pew pew. Proper slavable turrets, so turrets are actually usable. We have those now, right? Don't we? Let's go to Farbelt, boys! It's actually called Farbelt Station, isn't that beautiful? Oh, there went the gate, the other gate. Now, I'm not actually sure where Origin is. Not really. I think we do with the laser designator system now, because you can like use the new sensor very easily on an actual turret. I think that should make it relatively easy to slave them. Weak points with an operation right next to it. Yeah, but wait, I don't think I fully get what do you mean. But turrets could definitely use some bonus though. Let's see, PvE would be a major boon to this game regardless of whether the player base is large or not. Just pure PvP games don't really fare that well. That is true, but I don't personally think AI is a good part of PvE for a game like this, because for one, it just doesn't work with the hosting structure. Like, you would have to host all of that, and anyone else playing there would have massive lag. And also just the fact that I don't think it works really well with the concept of the game. Though I agree, it is definitely a tricky thing to try and do. Have a game that is purely, I guess, not necessarily purely PvP, but in its combat purely PvP. Yeah, that is absolutely dangerous. Stapler, we actually just got that system. Let me introduce you to alloys. We have Bostonium, we have Baltium, we have Allium, we have Glass, we have Exutium, and we have Thallium. We actually have alloys. Which, I don't think we actually have one. No worry, no worry. It's a fairly recent thing. Thoughts on some of the larger factions' responsibility or role in the weird time we find ourselves in now? I don't think they have any responsibility, but I do think larger factions, and even not necessarily just larger ones, but more active factions, So I would include ourselves in that as well. Can definitely play a role in kind of gathering the community together and like making sure at least the developers know their efforts are still appreciated. Because I can't imagine all the negative talks being a very like motivating thing to read for them. So hey Max, sup? What did you miss? No worry, the game isn't cancelled. Just let's get that out of the way first. But there has been quite a big announcement on the Starbase Discord, which I'm not sure, you're probably in that one, where or Frozen Byte has like some monetary issues related to Starbase right now, because the game just didn't do as well as they had hoped, at least on sales right now. So they're going to focus more developer efforts towards another project of theirs. So Starbase is going to be slower in development. It's not going to be completely abandoned, at least not for now. But it is definitely going to take more time for updates to come out, sadly. There's going to be a decent update sometime next week, though, which is going to be very exciting. But after that, it will definitely take a lot longer between them, sadly. But oh well. We can't really change that. We can only enjoy the game as much as we can until the pace is able to pick back up. It's a personal thing. I have a T4 thruster, which is like a 2x2 triangle thruster for larger ships. That's an interesting one. So, just like in general, larger thrusters, really. Like, not the size of plasma thrusters, just kind of an in-between kind of shape. I guess a medium... stackable and medium-sized thrusters. Alright, I like that idea. At the moment it's either tiny or absolutely massive. Yeah, that is true. There is a decent chunk of ships that are like the kind of in-between. They're not like practical for using a plasma thruster, but they are too big for using the small ones that are kind of in a difficult position right now. That I agree with. I haven't built many large ships myself because I'm just not enjoying building them. But I can definitely see why having an in-between option would be good. With the update coming now, what kind of goals do you think could be put in place by companies to encourage community engagement? Honestly, it is hard to answer that because I think that kind of depends on the company. Like I would say, for example, PvP events, but also ship showcases are a big thing. EOSCon, when that happened last time, was surprisingly both like functional, it just worked, and popular. It did incredibly well, and they're gonna bring it back sometime soon, I believe like midsummer-ish, and I fully believe that's going to be incredibly cool. I'll also be there finally this time. But I know I myself plan to host like races, which is going to require a ton of setup and a lot of time to get to work, but I think that would be interesting. So stuff like that, just like really anything you can come up with. And the races wouldn't be safe zone races. They'll be out of safe zone races, so they'll be interesting. Let's see, tiny thruster walls, mediums for more thruster pods? Yeah, I guess. But then you would also have to balance it so that small ships wouldn't just use a single large thruster. Then again, is that bad? As long as it's not overpowered, it wouldn't be bad, I think. A different mineral sink beside the NPC ore bar at origin. Combine it with local origin station leaderboards. That would be an interesting one. Seeing how much stuff everyone sold to the station. Honestly, given that Frozen Byte apparently keep track of all the transactions going on, I bet that is a possibility to actually have. There we go, Farbelt Outpost. 21 km. We're here. We're at Farbelt, which is like the most weird name for a station. Let's see what's here. There's probably more PvP around, if anything. I wonder if anyone's been stalking us out here. Could be. There's a medium generator 2x2 gen that can connect base gens and also the Exorium fuel system. Oh, that would be interesting. Like, kind of a connection between the small generators and the large generators. Yeah, like a medium-sized, I guess medium-sized versions of all components. Medium generators, I'll add that. Keen to see what the asteroid density is like there. Ooh, yeah, we haven't actually been able to get out to this side of EOS at all, I think. before. Like, maybe someone has, but not many people. Yeah, stuff like this. The fast travel. I kind of like that this is an actual acceptable time span to fly in now. Like, this hasn't taken all that long. Relatively speaking, anyway. If I would have to go here normally, this would have taken me like a day or two. Which, you know, this is a lot better. Probably a little less. More warp gates have been added. Yeah, we have another set of warp gates from the moon, a little distance away from the original one, out to the other side of Eos, supposedly. Which is pretty cool. We can now finally see what the dark side of Eos looks like. Which is pretty sick, you know? But yeah, Mandalore, I agree. I'm very curious what asteroids are like here. I assume it's going to be the same kind of distribution as before, but we'll have to see. Farbelt Station Tour, hell yeah. We're doing a Farbelt Station Tour, absolutely. As long as we're not getting shut down right now, which is still a possibility, okay? Like, don't get me wrong, this ship doesn't have any guns, so... And I don't have any guns on me either. Oh, there we go. It's a safe zone. We are... safe. Nope, we didn't get the message yet. Oh no, we are safe. Okay, good. The message just didn't work. Did it? Yeah, no, it just didn't give any message at all. /C. Company chat, let's go. You may be the first player there, to be honest. I doubt that. Can't be the first one here, right? Maybe I am, actually. Who knows? They got a starter shop, which is ironic, given that it's kind of far out. Wonder what else is here. It seems like we have an SSC. Oh, we have a roid selling platform, I think. Oh, it's one of the multi-layered stations. Hell yeah. They did what Kingdom Outpost had. Like the broken Kingdom Outpost. Okay, let's check this out. We have, of course, the command center. We have something down there, which seems to be one of the buildings the old PvP stations had. Ooh, nice. This is, as far as I know, a mostly functionless building. It just looks cool. And we have the SSC over there. We have a starter ship shop. As for when you have a special encounter with ship-breaking equipment. Yes. Unscheduled rapid disassembly, am I right? And we have the normal shop, which is basically just an armor shop. But I still hope they'll bring back the shops in some form. Hey, so it actually has a roid selling platform. And a couple of ore towers. At least I assume these are ore towers. Are they? They don't have the signs. Or they're just still an LOD. Come on, load in. These are ore towers, right? They can't not be ore towers. Okay, yeah, they are. Good. So, yeah, we have ore towers. We have all the good stuff to kind of fly around and get material and make money. It's a surprise checkup. Yes. Oh man, they look like the CA ones. Yeah, they look a lot like the cool CA stations. Oh, that's something I'm super excited for, but also I kind of worry that it will take forever to complete now. The new station editor. I really hope we get the option to work with modules like these back. Because that would be sick. What's the purple stuff? Oh, the stuff over there? That's refueling stations. They are basically gas stations. From my favorite company, Starsol. And if you disagree that Starsol is the best company in the game, you're wrong. Because Starsol is objectively the best company in the game. Yeah, Julian, these are new displays. We messed with those a little in the last two streams. They are incredibly... Oh, behind me, hold up. What? Purple stuff behind me? Oh, those! In the distance there. Those are solar panels. They don't serve any purpose right now, but those are station solar panels. We'll check those out in a second. Let me quickly show Julian the new display. The actual NACOS thing we've been building. Okay. Look, it has like a boot up animation and everything. Isn't it just the best? These displays are so freaking good. And they are multicolor. See, we have multiple colors on one display. How good is that? Tell me this isn't the best device that's been added in like a very long time. Also, oh, that's another bit of YOLO code I needed to change on the ship. Let me add a new... Open up a new notepad window because I forgot to type something out. One thing I forgot to do is that velocity, for example, I don't think it overrides the... Yeah, it doesn't add a space. So like when I'm stationary, the 4... Hold up. The 4 at the end here is still there, even though I'm stationary, which is bad. So velocity... GPS add spaces to end. And fuel drop time. Yeah, the displays are amazing. You've left an Easter egg in your YOLO chip. Oh no. Oh no, you shouldn't. You should not have left an Easter egg in my YOLO chip. I'm very glad you didn't. Maybe you actually did and I just don't know. Who knows? See, these are the solar panels for stations, which we don't have access to yet. But my god, they look kinda cool. These are the old modules though, but they're kinda cooly. Oh, they're kinda big too. They don't seem that big, but they are pretty sizable. Oh, I'm upside down now. Look at how pretty they are. They look so much better from close up. And yeah, Julian, I can agree. The gyro and speedo are going to be amazing when they're finally on live. They also have, like, they have the big angled ones, which all, well, they don't really make sense angle-wise necessarily because, like, sun rotates and stuff, but they sort of do. Then they have these, which just have panels facing the other way for some reason. You know, it just barely doesn't make sense. But hey, there's probably some logic behind it. Also, every time I walk along one of these stations, I realize how incredibly complex they really are. All these little bits and pieces, like these are all individual pieces. These are not like single modules that count as one piece. That's something that makes this game like feel so amazing to me. All of this consists of like hundreds of thousands of pieces, if not millions of pieces. Probably millions of pieces. It's actually ridiculous. No, probably hundreds of thousands, I think. Because like one of these modules, one of the empty modules is like 30,000 pieces already. We're getting the big gens in live though. Oh, yeah. Big gens are going to be interesting. I haven't messed with them at all myself yet, but they seem kind of cool. I haven't been to this building in forever either. Oh, did you guys see the new developer ships we have? I'm actually sad they didn't add the new or like the standard dev shop to this station, because it has a couple of very cool new ships. I think they're in the red ship shop either way. Not actually sure on that. If anyone can confirm or deny, that would be wonderful. Yeah, these buildings, like, just the scale of this is insane. You don't realize it if you just drop in your asteroids, but man! I can't figure out how they work, also no on dev ships. I see. Probably making some in the starter shop. I hope so, because, like, for example, the new pincer is absolutely awesome. I really like that one. Though I also like the old pincer a lot. I'm not yet sure which I like better, because the old pincer looked better thruster setup-wise, but the new one works much better. I want to make ships on a scale like this, to be honest. Ooh. Oh boy. Please, my PC. Don't do this. Though on the other hand, I agree. It would be sick to have large ships. I still hope we're gonna be able to, at some point, make ships the scale of, what's it called? The giant ship they had back in the days. You know the one. You can promise me your PC is much worse than yours. I feel bad for your PC then if you're bullying it with Starbase. Wonder if these ships have been updated for heat. Doesn't look like it. This doesn't look updated for heat, does it? Although there is very few. No, this isn't updated for heat. Let me actually check. It should be on the display. Yeah, F for the FCU. Could we have a look in the shop here? Ooh, yeah. Wait, it is updated for heat, I think. Is it? Oh, no machinery. It is. I just couldn't find it. Oh, wait, there's more generators in the front. I see. That's interesting. That I think Oakim made these. He split up the generators into 2 sections. I guess for redundancy. i5 7400 shall cry. Oh boy. Talking about big ships, how are capitals looking? Those are coming to live sometime next week, most likely. So they aren't exactly done yet. I wouldn't call them complete by any means, but they are, I guess, functional enough to be put into the live branch soon. And I think they have ship spawn points at least now, storage and spawning. They don't yet have functional factory halls yet, though, which is interesting. Hey, this is actually a kind of interesting ship with how narrow it is. I kind of like the thruster pods. They're also a bit weird. I don't know what this would be for. Like, what is this singular hardpoint for? If anyone knows, do let me know, because I'm incredibly curious now what this specific hardpoint is for. It just feels like it shouldn't be there. Do stations have functioning factory halls? Sort of. They are mostly functional. I wouldn't exactly call them super safe to use yet, but they are not nearly as terrible as they were like half a year ago. Wonder how docked ships will behave when the capital ships move. I don't think docking them is actually a thing you do right now. I believe they mostly just work like station storage right now. Bare hardpoints allow you to add extra crates. Wait, do crates connect to hardpoints that way? That is new information for me, but I would very much like it if they did. But I don't think they do. Resource bridge could also be a thing. If crates do connect like this, by the way, I've been mistaken all my life, for one, and I am hyped about that. Or a gun, but for a gun it would not point this way, I think. Because it's very impractical for a gun to point, like, sideways. Maybe they do. Oh, now I want to know this. Oh, the new towing device is out. It's at least on PTU right now, or been for a while. It's not on live. Wait, I think it is on live already. The ship science description. That's a good point. I didn't actually look at that. 44 additional crates installed on exposed frame. I guess that would have to be this, right? But then, why would this not have the hard point? That's what mostly weirds me out. The fact that this doesn't have it. So I would more kind of... Let's see, 44 crates. That's quite a few. Holy shit. Because this is 11 crates per set. So that's 22. So I personally think this would go onto this face, like the top and bottom, to make it more of a flat thing. Otherwise, 44 would be a very specific amount. Like, this is 22. Wait, you'd have twice this more. What? Maybe it's along the sides, but then these thrusters wouldn't make sense. And that one. Because there's also a hard point here. And here. These could be used for guns, by the way. Ah, this ship is confusing me. What the hell? I can't follow the ways of the Oakham. It is too confusing. Let's look at other ships. Hey, it's the adjusted cat box. Oh man. The cat box has been mutilated a little. But yeah, it's the starter cat box, but then the version I didn't actually make like this. I have a starter cat box of my own. The ship has turned into a mystery. Yeah, might be for more thrusters. I don't know, but then the ones in the middle still wouldn't make sense. You could put box thrusters on them, but I don't think that would actually fit. And here is the money maker, which is... I kind of like how small and cute this is. Because it's only like 10 crates, which is even fewer than my my Prospector has. But it's still, like, it's just cute, you know? It looks nice. It's nice and small, it's decorated. There's a couple... Oh man, I've got hiccups. There's a couple more like it here. Also very small ships. This only has 6 crates. It's absolutely tiny, but it looks so cute. You can't tell me these aren't, like, cute little ships. This I like a little less. The plating feels a little less impressive. But still, it's a nice ship. It's a small ship. I like it. It also seems like it could carry more. Given this frame, I feel like this would be able to carry more material. More crates. Oh, here's the laborers. I guess those are in this shop. Then maybe other stuff is here as well. Oh, this technique I like, where you bolt stuff onto the ship instead of having a lot of crates. Let's see if we can find anything cool. It's plated at least. Exactly. It's still a ship that has definitely got some effort put into it to make it a starter as well. Oh yeah, this is it this one? No, it's a different one. But this is, like, the larger version of this is incredibly popular, I believe. Make a functional hull series from Star Citizen. I feel like that is kind of this, but a lot bigger, right? Like, you just have these cargo pods, effectively, but then with a cockpit on the front. I think that's kind of what the whole series does, isn't it? Plated ships over frame ships. Yes, but some decoratively placed beams can definitely do very well for a ship. Antares, I think. This is a nice flat ship. It's I kind of like this because it is so simple shape-wise. Like, it's still interesting because it has like the double prongs and stuff, but it's still just an open cockpit, nothing too fancy. It's a very utilitarian ship, which I'm a fan of. Decoration beams can work nicely. Exactly. There's also ships that have beams that aren't nice for decoration, though. This one's also... Oh, let me not open that. This is also very utilitarian. Like, this level of plating, I think this could have a few more plates, but I kind of like it because it feels so, like, utility focused, and I'm a big fan of that. I like a mix of frame and plates. Industrial looking ships can look amazing with little plating. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a couple in this shop that I really like the look of. This one, for example, I would like if it had some more plating, but also I kind of dig the the kind of almost alien looking almost textures it's got going on. You know, it looks interesting. Has to be designed into that, though. Oh, absolutely. It's a difficult design aesthetic to do, too. I'm not at all good at it, sadly. I wish I was. Here, this for example, I like a lot, where railings are used, because railings are interesting pieces. Most people don't even bother with plates because it's such a headache. Yeah, it is. And I personally feel like a decent chunk of that is due to how much time it costs to bolt it all. But also, just the fact that you need to place them all takes a long time. That is definitely true. Let's see, I feel like I've missed a couple ships. I think I've missed this back area. Let's see, yeah, I have. Here be laborers. I haven't seen any pincers yet, though, sadly. So no pincers here. But yeah, this is the old laborer, which... Oh, the old laborer has been adjusted for heat. Nice. So we can use the old boy again. Because of the little options you have, that also definitely doesn't help. But hey, I didn't expect the old laborer to be updated for heat. I would kind of have expected the heatsink to be in the back here, though. That seems like a more logical choice to me. Since this feels kind of bulky in the front, you know? This looks a little out of place with how curved this is usually. I would rather have seen like a resource bridge here than a heatsink, and then have the heatsink in the back. The yellow laborer you were talking about. Yeah, this is the old one. Well, this is the upgraded version. Let me show the non-upgraded one. This is, by the way, an awesome ship. This ship is so old. It's incredible, and I'm super happy to see it be updated for heat. But yeah, this is the original old laborer. It's got 2 box thrusters, like the new one does, and space for like a few more crates. Taxi laborer, yeah, but it looks cool though. You can say what you want, but this is kind of a cool starter ship. Though I do think the new laborer, if EBM worked well, is a better starting ship, because it works with like modules and stuff. It's super modular. But given that EBM doesn't work, I wouldn't be against using these as starter laborers again. They're just objectively better for the current systems in the game, you know? And they look cool. Come on, they look sick. They used to have a large tank, by the way, which is why this is such a weird arrangement. Oh yeah, for looks, absolutely. This one beats the other one out of the water. There's no way the other one wins for looks. But just for functionality, the other one wins. But yeah, the functionality that is supposed to be there doesn't work right now, so I would be a fan of having this one back. This is not the way towards landing platform. I wonder if there's anything on this side we can do. We can check out if the shop here sells anything different, but I don't think it would. I don't see why it would. Oh, that's also something I need to add to the suggestion post. Removing the frickin' stamina. Because there is just no reason for it in game. Why would I not be able to run around all the time, you know? And don't get me wrong, I've been against removing stamina for a bit. But that was when it was just released, and I tried to do... Like, I tried to, like, not necessarily shoot it down before I had a lot of experience with it. And now that I do have a lot of experience with it, I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, like, sure, you could make it make sense by saying, hey, they overheat and stuff like that, but... you know, it just... It doesn't work all that well, I think. Ooh, we're already at 77% propellant, which is good because I wanted to run out. Oh, that's a beam. Ouch. I believe I can fly and hit a station and die. Okay, let's say... I think this arrangement is different. Yeah. We've now got landing pads right in front of the, this thing, the command center. We're laughing at your flying. Shh. Yeah, bonk. I do a little bonk sometimes. Oh, let's check out this building real quick. I wonder if there's actually anything here or if it's just the same as the old PvP stations, which I think it is. But this is the kind of stuff... I have these modules, by the way, apart from that one, I think. I have these in the SSC. Which is something that shouldn't be the case, but I do. Hey, this doesn't have a despawn zone. This is the best. Yep, this is going to be my house, this building. This is mine. Whether you like it or not, these buildings are now mine. Space is big, remember? Yeah, space is big. Stamina could make sense in certain combat situations if there were melee weapons, but as there is no use for it... Yeah, like... Even in melee, if everyone can sprint forever, is it a bad thing? It just allows you to get around quicker. Like, sure, it's something you can kind of play with tactically, but... I'm not sure if it weighs up to the, like the issues it brings. Because it is just something that's very annoying to deal with. Given how slow normal walking is. Like, this is okay for a speed to get around the station for me. But the normal walking speed is just too slow. Hey, they messed this up. Lol. I'm pretty sure this was okay in the early enclosed alpha. I don't think they messed that up there. And this is slightly different because this is open now, which they kept off before, which I don't get why they didn't do it here. That's just dumb. But I have this building. Thank you being a colonizer. Yeah, I'm reliving the Dutch dream, man. But yeah, this has got to be the coolest station building we have in the game. I'm going to be rebuilding this, by the way. How to the complaints departments? Ah, I see. They just cut it off. A very smart choice. Yeah, come on. This just looks cool. Stations like this are so much nicer than at least what we have right now for player stations. Just size-wise. Because in size... Let me show you the size we can make player stations right now. I am building... Well, I'm not actively building them right now. I have to get back to that. But oh, I need to turn this back on. See if this... Did I already check that building? I think I did. Not the upstairs, though. There's an upstairs. Let's go. Accessibility, maybe. I guess, but like, meh. The stations like this are just so much better. Like, I don't think there's any argument for the newer stations, like module-based stations, being cooler than these. Come on, that's just so cool. Freaking so massive. I like it. Multiple levels. Hell yeah, multiple levels are sick. There's also a downstairs. Apparently. I don't think the ladders work, right? Yeah, they don't. Nice. But yeah, come on, this stuff. It may not be the best view from here. And the reflections are kind of ew. But like, just that view, man. There's so much stuff. And there's another further down. Oh, this is one of the big viewing decks. Look, you can watch the moon from here. How sick is that? Proper stairs. Stairs or ladders? Which one do you want? Because stairs we can make, I guess. Ladders, yeah. I would like proper ladders. Stairs. But we have... I guess, yeah, this is like the normal kind of stair. I don't think having ramps is bad, though, necessarily. But you can just make them out of plates. It's not ideal to do, but it works. Don't use ramp, I want to have a nice stair. Yeah. Use like 12 by... sorry, not 12. 24 by whatever wide plates. I use that on some of my ships. Not some that I've actually finished yet, though. Ironically. That tells you a bit about how well stairs work, I guess. And how well ships large enough to warrant using stairs work. Okay, let's have a little look around still. Good to know that this platform doesn't despawn your ship, though. Don't you just need to jump every time, then? No. If you use... if you have like a 12 by... Say 24 by 96 plate, and then you put another plate. Let me see. Can I show this? Wait, there's an SSC. I'll show you in a bit. Remind me, okay? There's like another plate slightly above it and slightly behind. You know, I'll show you right now. This is the... Yeah, this is the SSC. Good. Honestly, I might move here on live. It's just such a cool place to be. We'll check out the belt composition as well soon. Because I've seen requests for that. See if it's actually any different from Origin. I don't think it is, but we'll check. If this loads in, that would be very useful. Start editing? Okay. Let's have a look. I can also spawn more peregrines here if I want to. I don't need to open anything. Say I take a 24 by... Well, let's use 144 plate. And I do this. And then I remove these. This is like... Oh, this is the steeper version. Hold up. I think I had it less steep before, but we'll check. And then we'll have a 144 by 144 plate below. And one above. This should, I believe... I think this might be too steep, actually. Let me check, but I think this might be too steep. Yeah, that's too steep. Hold up. It needs to be one further back for all of them. So like this. And then these, you would do this. And this you would move here. I guess I didn't really need the extra space. This works. Should be zone 1. Yeah, exactly. See, this works just fine for stairs. And normally you could probably have these like be 36 centimeters long, so they kind of overlap. And on my ship I had some kind of cool curved angles to them, but it works. We can have stairs in Spasse. It's totally featured. It's not super practical. That is a lot of bolts. Though on stations you would weld it. But yeah, for ships it is absolutely a ginormous amount of bolts. Entering a safe zone. Oh, really now? Okay, let's have a look at the belt. Oh, there has been someone here. Clearly. We're not the first. It seems someone has dropped... No, wait, maybe it was just an LOD. No, this is still here. It seems someone has lost a few bits and pieces here and there. Yeah, someone's definitely lost some bits and pieces. It doesn't seem very recognizable, though. I don't think I can link this to an actual ship. But we're not the first people here. This is so sad. Okay, let's go into the belt. Let's go check that out. Because I am curious as to what's here. If anything at all. Oh, what's that? It's oh, it's the same chunk I just threw out. Gotcha. See, any specific direction I need to go? Yeah, just up a bit, I think. Okay, let's go. Could say they lost some screws. Oh my god. Did you really? So we have cruise on, and now soon, supposedly, the safe zone warning will shoot on. Usually happens to me. Stop the ship and see an electrical blue box zoom by. Huh. That is interesting. Skies are pretty empty. Might have to drop some fuel rods. Ooh, yeah. We'll have to do the ceremonial fuel rod dropping in a bit. That's a good point. We'll have to leave our mark on this station. I can also spawn like a bunch of ships here and just have them all parked at that cool parking lot. Thruster component did not bolt in place. Oh, wait. No. It's not my parts in this case. No worry. You mean like these bits that are in here? Like those? Or... Ooh, this lighting looks very funky. Interesting. I don't think that's supposed to happen. That's some funky lighting if I've ever seen some. It's also fixed when I reload. Let's save that clip. I think Windows should be recording by default. Maybe not. I hope it is. It seems like it untriggered itself. Triangle confirmed. Oh no. It's the superior shape. The strongest shape. Oh, hey, here we are. We are... Wait, we're still inside the safe zone. What? Does this station's safe zone extend into the belt? It seems like it does. Let's turn off cruise, though. I wanted to stop at that asteroid. Oh, well. It seems like this is just Zone 1, though. Judging by the asteroids around here, I would guess this is Zone 1. Is it done? What is? The ship? Uh-oh. Okay, no, it did load. Yeah, this is Zone 1. I see Bastium and Valkite. Yep. And then these grey rocks would all be corrodium, supposedly. Aren't there supposed to be more bigger asteroids too? Yeah, look around you, mate. These are massive. Oh yeah, the ship, it's almost done. It was done. I have a few things I need to fix, but it... Wait. Hold up. Is that corrodium? No way. That's Exorium. It's not Zone 1. Nope. Unless Exorium is a Zone 1 ore now. That is an interesting development. We got Exorium instead of Thingle. That means the zones people have identified are confirmed not necessarily correct. Because this would be Zone 1 otherwise. And I don't see any ice around either. Which is kind of sketchy. Because that means refining fuel at this station is hard. No, I don't think this is Zone 6. I think these zones are just different from what people know. Oh, also, to fully answer your question, Archivist, the ship was done, then I realized a few fixes I needed to make, and also I have to add the new gyroscope onto it. Oh, this is No, this is Lucium, I think. Starbase big news. Yeah. Oh no, this is Vocarium in... What? This is interesting. This is definitely a different zone. Okay, so... Big news, yeah. Big news is at least game isn't getting shut down just yet, luckily. But development is going to be incredibly slow for an undefined amount of time from now. There's going to be a reasonably big update that includes all the stuff I'm showing here, basically. On live supposedly next week. But we won't probably be getting too many like updates after that. Just yet. Yeah, no, it is definitely not in a good place right now. But for now, it seems like they are willing to just work on it more slowly, but at least keep it in progress. It is definitely going to be significantly slower though, which is painful. Absolutely. Yeah, this is Farbelt Station. Thanks, Weejay. It's the new station that's been added, one of them, at the far side of EOS. Which is interesting as hell. This is Bastium again. So Valkite seems to be Bastium. And so far we've had Exorium and Vocarium in Agitite and no ice yet. What, 2.2k from Origin? Oh, is it only 2.2k from Origin? So it's just the outside of the belt, but on the Origin side still. Ah, I misunderstood. But yeah, it's definitely far away. Which I guess is where Farbelt comes from, eh? That is Nergite? Okay. Nergite is also in... It seems everything is in Agitite here. Including, for some reason, Exorium. This is an interesting development. One doesn't exist on the other side of the belt. Zone 1 is only on the inner portion of the belt. Ah, so this is Zone 6? 5.5? Zone outside? That is really curious. Because the belt was supposed to be layers last time I heard. Which I guess it's not exactly. It's layers but different. Yeah, that's Exorium again. Huh. This is a nice place to be though. As far as I know, there isn't any ice here though, which is kind of a concern. Seems to have some inconsistencies with Zone 2. Okay, Zone 2 normally doesn't have ice, right? In the center, since there's a lot more variety? Ish. I haven't found... what's the red stuff called? Can't actually remember. Shit. The, Corrodium. Zone 2 does not have ice. Okay, gotcha. Which zones do? Corrodium, yeah. Like, we would need Corrodium to build thrusters, for example. So living here might not be the best option. However, you can get to origin relatively quickly, which is interesting. One and 5. Oh, that is not ideal. That's quite far off even from here. Yeah, this is interesting. It's like... It's a cool place to be, but we're lacking some of the basic ores, at least around here. Ice we can get around. Like, ice we can just get... we can just buy fuel from the outpost if we want to, because it does have refueling points. But not having corrodium is quite significant. Other than the exorium and agitite, looks like zone 2 to me, which is what's been public information on my graphics. Gotcha, gotcha. Guess I haven't been paying enough attention to them. Whoops. But that is interesting to see then. Because there's a lot of exorium so far. Actually a good thing, to be honest. Oh yeah, absolutely, Stapler, I agree there. It's just that I would assume most of the basic stuff would be here. Then again, this is probably not meant to be a starter zone, really. Even though it is very accessible, I think this is more meant to be a kind of trading zone. Like the zone you go to for these specific materials. Maybe, like, this would be a good place to mine exorium and bastium, probably. Since there's a lot of Valkite around, and every Valkite roid so far seems to be bastium. And then there seems to be a lot of exorium and agitite. So it would be a good place to mine those materials. And then you could just ferry those back to origin or to wherever your own station is. Or the moon side, which is your in-between stop here. Which zones would have corrodium? Is like zone 3 corrodium, maybe? So like if you move in a little? Man, this really is all exorium. Wow. I am impressed. This is kind of cool. I'm just a big fan of the new station mostly, though. Have you found Aegisium or corrodium? Neither yet. Corrodium should only be in zone 1 and 5. Okay, that makes sense. That it wouldn't be here then. That is quite a way out, though. That's bastium. You know, I should probably add a material point scanner on the ship if I'm going to be flying around scanning materials. But just adding that on isn't as easy as it would be on some other ships. This is also bastium, right? I'm pretty sure I saw that. Yeah. Okay. So I think we can say Valkite is boring. Let's see, should Aegisium be in zone 2? And if so, in what kind of material should it be? That is more Vocarium. The stuff everyone hates by now. Yes, it should be. Okay. Let me fly around some more. In Valkite. Oh, well, crap. That's not been too promising now. I imagine the sheer horror of loading up a big hauler and running into a group of rats. Yeah, I wouldn't like that. Honestly, though, with how large or how small I guess the player base is right now, chances aren't too big of that. Ooh. We are getting some interesting visual bugs here. Let me screenshot this. That is really cool. Also really broken. I wonder if a relog would fix that, but oh my. I've had similar issues before where everything just disappears if you look a certain direction. Yeah, that is interesting for sure. Let me see if I can actually boot up game bar. Like, I wonder if the stuff I've been trying to clip actually works or not. I don't think it does right now, which is kind of sad. Expanse proto-molecule took apart your ship. Oh man, no! No! What day is it today? The 26th of April. It seems like it actually worked. Ha! Lovely. It appears that the recordings I've been trying to make did actually record. Oh, now if I'm looking in that direction, it's all good. Interesting. Guess it's just if my ship is in that specific orientation next to that specific asteroid. So we should really be checking more Valkite and not Agitite then. Still want to know if there's anything else in here though. Oh, there it was again. Whoop. Hey, can you tell me what material you are? Okay, I guess I'll have to scan you. Vocarium, obviously, duh. Yuck. Nobody likes Vocarium. I don't think I've met a single person yet that likes Vocarium. Okay, a single person that likes Vocarium and isn't a psychopath. I'm pretty sure that's a requirement for liking it anyway. I feel like a ship could use some control tweaking still. Oh, there we go. I don't think there is any Aegisium in here though. Seems like it's all Bastium so far. Let's maybe check some smaller asteroids too, but I don't think there is any. So it might... Oh no, there is! Hey! There we go! It seems to be very clustered. Might be best to fly this and then check. No, we got it! Haha! Bastium is a very needed resource. Absolutely true, but Bastium you can also find tons of near origin. But hey, we have Aegisium. Finally. Oh, and now every asteroid seems to have it. Here's a chunky one. Look at that size relative to this tiny ship, though. That's pretty insane. That's actually kind of cool. Oh boy. What I'm wondering, does the saw destroy stuff? Let me grab a buzzsaw. Oh wow, this looks really cursed. The pickaxe too, it looks really dumb in this menu. Oh boy, hiccups. Let's grab a power pack. What will this destroy? Oh, it does actually destroy material. Oh, this is great. This is actually kind of cool. I haven't checked if there's any new materials in the Elysium Belt. I believe the new stuff like Xalium at least would be added to the... What does the right click do? Does it do anything different? No, it just doesn't do anything. I think Xalium and stuff would have to be added to the surface, but it might be added to the belt as well, I'm unsure. Yeah, Xalium, or sorry, not Xalium, the Exorium and Agitite is kind of curious. I like it though. Be cool if you have explosive charges that you can set and blow. Oh, it's a very good idea you got there. I'm not sure if we have those in the crafting menu. I don't think we do. Shit. Because we do have explosive charges, but we still don't have the other workbench in here, which is kind of a pain. So no explosive charges for me, sadly. But yes, those exist, and I believe you can use them for mining. Better yet, I believe they were originally meant for mining. Partially, anyway. That's like the lore purpose for them. Mining explosives. Oh no, wait, they got renamed to remote explosives, I think. So they are actually just explosives now. No longer mining kabooms. Also, I think I'm still inside the save zone. Yeah, I am inside the save zone. That's good. Let's try that. Am I actually? Oh, that sounded horrible. But it seems like it didn't actually do any damage. The sound made me jump a little. You get exposed to them in the ship downward tutorial. Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. And again, it'd be nice if they would give them to you for the mining job. I don't think you get them for the mining job, right? And again, I guess you don't really want to use them for a mining job, since they supposedly destroy material. Recycling tool in. Yeah, that's been in since the last patch. Let me check if it's in the tools menu, actually. It is. Recycler tool. And it's, I believe, then also in here. Yeah. Look, it's a recycling tool. It's very nice. And that is supposedly also coming to life with the update. It's not... Don't get me wrong, the tool isn't exactly super powerful, but it definitely helps clean up those little bits of salvage. But it's not great for salvaging like ships and stuff. Entire ships. For that we would really need the station mounted versions. But those are sadly not a thing yet. Oh man, it's taken a while. What I wanted to do was take a picture of like the core of this asteroid next to my ship. But I guess I'll just take a picture of the entire roid next to the ship. It's probably better. Yeah, pickaxe would be faster, but it wouldn't allow me to like remove the entire parts of the asteroid. Which it was what I was trying to do. Like remove remove the shell, not have it split into little chunks. But I think this will do. I just wanted a picture of like my ship next to an asteroid, really. To show how small the ship is. If you M1 it, you can crack the shell to throw it away. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I guess I could do that. Let me see if I can do that without... Like, I don't want to tear off the... Oh god, I'm not sure if this is going to be faster, actually. Because... oh my god, the thing is, like, when you grab this, it just moves really weirdly. I don't know why that is, but I kind of dislike it a lot. Yeah, no, this isn't going to be faster because I need to move all these individual bits out of the way. Because that grabbing mechanic is terrible now. Oh. Oh, we got this again. Hey, that's very nice. I think that's related to my endo. So, don't show again. It's like... Wait, dock corner? Why does the dock corner have to do with the pickaxe? Explain this to me. I'll take a screenshot and I'll move around some more to show this and then take a new recording. It's like there's something in the way. It's almost as if I have the ore chunk still in front of me. Because turning the light on and off... Oh, that's not the light. How do I not remember how to turn the light off suddenly? That is impressive. N? N. Now turning it back on fixes it. So it's just a bug with light over time. Pickaxe is the dock corner now, obviously. Oh, of course. Yeah, I totally forgot to see that in the patch notes. N. Yeah, I got it. I am dumb. Shh. We don't talk about that, okay? Stream's still ongoing. Yeah. We're at Farbelt Outpost now. Checking out the belt. It seems to be like Zone 2, but slightly different. It's pretty neat. Oh, wait. Factory Hall flat 2x2 to research tree. Hold up. It's capital ship docks. Here's factory. Ooh, tier 2 alloys. Nice. Oh yeah, decorative bits. I haven't checked those out yet. So there's now a larger factory hall bit. That is interesting. Farbelt. Yeah, it's a new station. It's pretty neat. Station parts? Oh, no, they're in factory modules, obviously. Duh. This is cool. It's like a flat 2x2 piece. And one of you may math that out if that is actually 4 times or if it's more efficient. I think it's more efficient. Not sure. Maybe it's just actually 4 times. Yeah, new station. Look, it's a new station on the far side of the Eels belt. As in the outside of the ring instead of the inside. It's pretty neat. And like, the easiest way to get there is by going to the moon, then traveling to the other ring, then... Or to the other gate, and then going the new gate. Just 4 times. Okay, gotcha. Thanks. Thanks for checking. My, off the top of my head math skills aren't good enough to get that quickly, I'm afraid. I should have been able to, but yeah, no. The big dumb. Let's click on the cruise again. I feel like there's still something I'm forgetting with the ship that I need to fix. But I have no clue what it would be. And it is frightening, to say the least. It makes me worried that I might forget something important. You know? Wouldn't be a good thing. I also forgot this at first. Like in the last stream, we didn't have the resource bridge yet. And we got this again. Wait, is it the moment you interact with something? As soon as you interact with something, it seems like it bugs out. Farbelt is like... No, it's beyond... It's on the other side. It's far beyond Zone 5. Blueprint chips and big update? No, not yet, I'm afraid. If only. Forgot to sell me a blueprint. Did I? Yeah, other side, it's nice. Yeah, it's on the other... Like, it's not... It's not as good, I guess, as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... It's not as good as being in Zone 5, but also... it's kind of in an interesting spot. Given that you can access it really quickly, it's kind of curious in its own strange way. That's a lot of ore towers, by the way. Or, well, I guess they're just large. Oh, wait, that's power. I wanted to turn off the cruise, but I messed up. Someone always forget the resource bridge. Yeah, I forget the resource bridge, and I forget the battery. Like a battery and MFC, which are pretty significant devices if you're building ships that are small. Look at Seal. Just want to see it back from EOS. Oh man, now I'd have to figure out where exactly Seal is. Let's see. This is like the outside of the belt. This is like that way, isn't it? Let me see if I can find it. Is it that one? No, that's too close. Is it? I think it might be that way. Because this is the belt. Seal's like kind of straight out from the belt, right? It'd be that direction, I think. It seems like this station is mostly above the belt, by the way. That's interesting. We're supposed to remind you of something. I think that was for the stairs. For checking the stair, or like showing the concept I use for stairs in the SSC. I believe. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that was it. So we checked those already. Haha. Where's their thing? Ah, gotcha. Good. Good, then I didn't forget to check. Also, let me go into graphics, I bet that would be in. Stations. Maximum station zones loaded. 5. I wonder if I can adjust that value higher. Station build comparison. Wait, as in? Like how old station building was and how it is now? Or... Oh, that reminds me. Let me... Oh no, I don't have those blueprints saved, I think. Maybe I can find them. I think I can. Hold up. Let me show you something in the SSC real quick. Okay, this is something that not many people will have access to right now. Something I and maybe a few others can do, and not many others can. Haha. But first the SSC windows need to load. And I need to find a certain file. Size of what you can build. Oh, yeah. I can do that from here, actually. Okay, so I currently have a station build going. That is... Okay, I need to go further up because this is too close. We scroll in. Okay, so... Just to give you an idea of how large this station is. The biggest we can build... Oh, it unloads. I guess it's just about the size of the square this building is in. And that is not necessarily parts-wise. That is just size-wise. And look at how much larger this station is. And this is a very small station. Relative to, for example, the Origins, and especially the Proya station that's been added today again. Which used to be a thing back in CA. This is tiny. It's literally like this area compared to 3.5, 4 times that wide by 3 times that tall. It's quite a difference. And we can't use funky angles right now, while these stations do use at least 45-degree angles, which is much better already. Indeed, it is tiny, and it's just sad, you know? Because what I'm rebuilding right now is the red ship shop. Let me actually exit and re-enter. So I'm rebuilding the red ship shop, so like the red developer one, as a station, and that is almost filling up like the horizontal area at least of the maximum size you can build. It's quite insane. Normal cosmic construction power, mini build space. Yeah, and we could build stations this large before, so I don't see why we couldn't combine the two systems. Now let me see if I can find this file real quick, okay? Give me like a minute. I also have a bunch of crash reports open, which is always very promising. It would be in the app data folder, Starbase. I should have typed this in instead of looking for it, but oh well, it's fine. Blueprints, and then 1041. And now I have an Excel file actually where I keep track of which blueprint is which. So somewhere in here I should have like station stuff. Station. Find next. Station. Find next. Same as... 5538 would be the right blueprint I need right now. Let's see, 5538. Okay, we have another window. I'm quickly copying over some blueprints, okay? Just bear with me for a second. Starbase, SSC, autosave, ship blueprints. There we go. I want to copy this one over. I want to rename this to ship 4797. 4797 with FBE. Now, supposedly, if I open this one, we should, assuming it all still works, which I don't see why it wouldn't. Oh boy, it works. Have quite an interesting blueprint to look at. This doesn't include the cool buildings I mentioned earlier, but there is a lot of stuff here. Now, this is a very easy way for me to get inspiration for station building. If you... Yeah, I guess you could see why. Oh, it's taken a while to load. This takes a good bit. There we go. So this is what a station looks like in the SSC. And back in the closed alpha days, early closed alpha, when we were able to build on station lots still, we could get these blueprints into the SSC and actually build them. Like, you could go into the file menu and say, hey, save and buy. And it would say, yo, sure, here's your station. It doesn't do that anymore. It complains about literally everything. But, you know, it didn't used to do that. Oh god, this overlay is laggy as hell. But yeah, this is all fine. And if I go into test flight, it takes forever to load in, but it actually all works. Like, there's nothing here that's wrong or anything. It's just, it's perfect. And I have a few other buildings in here as well. I have one that's called More. I wonder if I have any... I wonder if I have the... I wonder what I called the large building. But yeah, look, you can just walk around inside the station and it's all... The game is just like, yeah, sure, you know? Enjoy. Why not? And down here, and you can literally just walk around. And these are all like station parts. They're actual station parts. They're all welded down. They're fixed in the world grid. So even though it's only in test flight, but this is a functional station other than that. Which is really cool in my opinion. Now, I had one that's called Station, which is the boring old one. Let's see if I can find a few more. Station buildings more, 6079. I have a couple of these blueprints and they're pretty interesting, to say the least. This one, let's copy that over. Ship 4798. Let's wait. Hey, that I didn't know that this terminal outline was actually here in test flight. The orb doesn't move, but the outline is there. That's interesting. It's like the placeholder version of it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, let's hop out of this. This specific blueprint takes forever to load. Other ones shouldn't be as slow. Some anyway. There's a couple others that are pretty large. Let's see if it wants to load in. Oh boy, it's lagging so badly. Come on, work. Oh my, I have two cursors now. Okay. I had two cursors for a bit. There we go, it's loaded. Oh, that takes forever. Open or manage. No, don't save. No. Autosave. This one. Let's see if this actually has the cool building I'm looking for. Oh, it does have cool buildings. Not the one I'm looking for. But it's got a bunch of interesting stuff. Oh, this I remember. That's the best thing. I actually remember making these blueprints. Like, I remember when I made this, and I wanted this to be like our, kind of our interview area. Sorry, that's, no, wait, was that back here? I think back here. Oh, it's lagging. Stop lagging. Oh boy. For now, the game is completely frozen. Guess this is where the name Frozen Bite comes from. Oh, there we go. Because of all the frozen bites. Yeah, this is where I wanted to do like a little news podcast kind of thing. With just like an Endo sitting here at a desk and then kind of acting out a news broadcast thingo. Would be interesting. Would have been interesting. This was next to one of the bus stops on Origin, this side. Like, the bus stop actually started right here. It was super close. And this would be like the main entrance with kind of like an information panel and stuff. And then this I think I wanted to use for the ore museum. I wanted to build an ore museum. I still am going to, by the way. I'm going to use one of these kind of buildings for it. Here would be like some sort of expo with all the ores displayed. So yeah, all these blueprints actually have some sort of story to them, which I'm quite proud of. And this is... this... Oh yeah, this is the news thingo. Wait, no, that's the other one. This is the news one. The thing down below is not the news one. It's just another one of these areas because they look cool. And this would be like the entrance area. And there would be... you would be able to dock like large ships here. That was the whole goal for this building. I remember building this and I had so much fun like messing around with layouts. Making this was a pain though. This vertical hallway, because these are all like very small rings. Like one of these sections was one ring. And you would have to copy them over 1,000,000 times. It was insane. And insanely stupid, because copying those over, because they're all individual pieces, was laggy as hell. Still have a plate with a few parts for the museum on my labor for you. Ooh! Wonderful. I will have to take that off you soon, I think. Oh, hey, 6446. That is the one I labeled that very cool looking one in station building. So that should be the one I'm looking for. I said 6446, I think. So let's copy that one in. Ship. Oh, 4799. 4799. File. Open or manage. Don't save. This one. Let's see. Yeah! This is that building I just showed in at the other station as well. Like, here's where the landing pad was. And then you just kind of go in here, and you have this open area. And then on the side here, there's a way down. This station just seems so cool to me for like an ore processing plant. You know, you have the ore come in through this big door, and you kind of move it in here, like an entire asteroid, you know, you move it in. And then over here you have some sort of like tractor beam setup and a couple of mining lasers where you mine the asteroid. And then you just transport the ore either into like temporary storage down here, which would just be kind of like the basement with stuff you need to have available, or you would transport it out the other end for further processing. Just that kind of concept seems so cool to me, and it still does. I still want to have that. And I feel like, apart from the fancy looking transportation stuff, we can have this. I could build... Like, I would have to make it inside a factory hall here, but I could definitely make some sort of ore processing plant inside a building like this. And that is something I am kind of stoked to try and do. That's why I want to replicate this building in the actual in-game universe. And I think it is relatively easy, this one. There's a couple of, like, these kind of areas are kind of difficult to work with. But a lot of this stuff is fairly easy. Best part, I could make a very small factory or SSC hall on a custom station, then open this blueprint in there to look at it, and then build it like around the SSC hall in the actual world, which would be very interesting to work with. I think it's going to be a cool project, and I am super stoked. I also need to build the shopping center still, because the shopping center building, that's just one awesome looking building. You can say many things about the buildings in Starbase, but the people doing the developer space station buildings, they have done an amazing job. The stations in general, by the way, like all these structures, they're incredible. Here's the sheer scale of them. The fact that someone had to place all of these pieces just amazes me. And they've done so, and they've done so for so many buildings. You know, it's just really freaking cool. But yeah, one thing I would like to see is like the ability to have more angled options for player stations again, which I hope we'll get with the editor. But then again, the editor is probably a long way off still, especially in the current situation, you know? But yeah, do encourage the developers to push out a station editor at some point. Feel free to join me in this journey towards station superiority. You know. Oh, this would also be like kind of an overseer area. You know, you would just have a few like desks here and then some chairs to look at what's going on, see if everything's going all right. Yeah, a man can dream, right? A man can dream about his station in the future. Have you tested the player SSC in Hangar yet? I haven't myself. I've seen a lot of other people do so though. And again, do I have any reason not to? The only reason for me not to right now is that, you know, building a new station is kind of a pain at this point because I have too many already abandoned ones. I see a burning ship flying through. That'd be interesting. Like through this building? What's the consensus? I think they are pretty cool. I don't actually remember. Do they just allow you to buy the ship like the normal SSC does right now? I believe they do, right? Like the fact that they scale with the actual SSC you build is pretty sick. The spawning detection does need a lot of work still though, because that just doesn't, it just straight up refuses to work right now, which is kind of sad because the concept of them is pretty sick. Like just the fact that you can build an SSC at any station and anywhere basically is pretty neat. Are you having an important meeting for your company and see a wrecked burning ship fly through the doors? That would be quite interesting. I would be a little afraid if that happened. Oh, sorry for the clicking sound, by the way. I have like some 3D printed bits here that I'm still waiting on like the non-3D printed parts to arrive, but I just keep I keep fidgeting with things that are on my desk. So yeah, there is 3D printed little bits as a spool holder for the 3D printer upgrades. Woo! Also, I know we're getting new station lamps, but man, I want these back. Hey! Hey! These have different names from the normal station lamps. These are called Social Hub Ceiling Lamp. Oh, this is interesting. We have FBX Voxel VXLC something files now. Voxelcom. This is an interesting version of the FBX format. They work though, relatively bug-free. I believe they are, apart from the placement detection, relatively bug-free. Not on capital ships yet though, I believe. I think I've heard them have some issues with storing and then spawning ships again. But hey, so anyone want some FBX Voxel VXLcom files? This is curious. Social Hub 2, Ceiling Lamp, and Ceiling Lamp Bulb. These are specific lamps only for this building. So this would be called Social Hub 2. Ceiling Lamp 1, Ceiling Lamp 1. These are all Ceiling Lamp 1 bulb, even though they are different colors. Interesting. So I guess all the developer buildings have specific lamps only for that building. Lol, ceiling lamps on the floor. Yeah. Hey, sometimes they just fall, okay? Oh, also, this would be where I would actually have, like, the executive area. You know, this would just be, I don't know, some sort of cool area to look out of the station. But then over here, I would have a, like a long table for the executive board of Epic underneath this big window looking out into the sky. Up and down don't matter, that is true. See, you say there are ceiling lamps on the floor, but what if we made the floor the ceiling? Now there are still ceiling lamps on the floor, but like, you get the idea. These are now ceiling lamps, right? Honestly, this building kind of works like this as well. Just, the floor is a bit funky, but if you added like a walkway in here, this would actually be a really cool looking building upside down. You'd have to rework the textures a bit, like the decals, but the building itself, man, it's cool. Also, apart from the decals and the railings... No, these are player railings. Wait, this is one of the few buildings that uses the railings we have available. It doesn't use weird developer railings. Interesting. This uses the new ones. Anyhow, this this building you can totally make. Like, you can make... let me check. Is there any pieces I see that we don't have access to? I think we have access to all of these pieces right now. So, rebuilding this entirely is completely possible. It just takes forever because placing all the bits is quite a challenge. Like, it just takes very long. But it is completely possible to build this right now. Oh, wait, no. No, hold up. This is different. These angled bits might be... Let me see, how are these arranged? This is a normal bit. These might be challenging. I'm not sure if we can angle them. Is it within zone budget? Let me check if I can see how many parts there are here. I think it should be. I believe most of the developer buildings are. Maybe there's too many decorative plates. No, not material cost. Building budget. Does it show... It's only 5,000 objects. It has a high decal coverage though. And a slightly high voxel volume, but it's fine for the part budget. See, it's actually perfect. Also, do these have their device fields in this version of the lamps? Let's set it to data instead. Might work better. Oh, they do. Nice. This is a thing you can do with all the station lamps too, by the way. Yeah, no, honestly, the zone budget on these buildings isn't all that bad. Oh. Set it to 2. No, but yeah, you can turn off these lamps. You just can't control them through YOLO as far as I know. Can I still move them in the editor? I used to be able to, but I'm not sure if I still can. Oh, I can. Sick. So, oh, hold up. Say I save this thing as a station lamp. Wonder if this works. Can I now paste the station lamp into this blueprint? I should probably not do that in like my main blueprint though. That seems like a bad idea. Cannot create new object. Nope, it's invalid. Sad. That would have been really nice if I could. You can blink them on and off a bit though. This looks really funky. But yeah, no, I can't actually place them, sadly. Would love a section with flickering lights as a derelict back alley of sorts. Oh man, yeah. I still hope that at some point when we get like the station editor and stuff, we'll be able to use our stations without factory halls for at least the owner and like specified people on that station. Reason I say that, we can still spam factory halls like a little full of stuff, I think. Like there is limits to them, but we can spam them relatively full. And I don't see why it would be a bad idea to have player stations work for players in a more fun way. Like you could use the factory halls still for AFK hosted stuff, which is supposedly something they plan on adding for like actual factories. And you could use them for like renting out areas. But if you just want to have like a couple of lamps and a couple of cables and say a device that you use when you are at the station, on your station, just let us have it on the station like we used to do. Because that is so much better. It just makes the station feel so much more alive than having giant green outlined blue boxes of factory hall everywhere. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of factory halls, obviously. But, you know, it's, yeah, it's something that I just really would like to see. Oh, also, did I already say that I was going to try and revive the IGRA? The racing, I think I did. I think I said I was going to revive the racing company. But yeah, that will be an interesting thing. That is also something I want to ask your input on, by the way. So like feel free to either in the comments or in on Discord, or like either in chat now or in the comments on when the video is up, or on Discord, send me like messages and information on what you would like to see in races. Either for like limits for ships, but also like goals for races, rewards for races, what kind of races would you like to see? Races outside the save zone and then just sprints, or inside the save zone and like laps, for example, around the station? Yeah, racing. We're doing racing, boy. Death race. So like, or What I'm currently planning on doing for like at least the first iteration is having at least 2, maybe more stations that are kind of like waypoints. Everyone would be able to see those stations. And they would basically just be rings. Like, you would fly from station to station, and like you would have to go through that ring on the station. And maybe there would be some kind of awkward bends. And then in between those would just be non-safe zone area. So there would be a limit on guns. Say you can have, for example, two laser cannons, and then you can have a certain amount of cooling power, for example, for the ship. So you can have, say, 2 heat sinks, and that's it. And then the rest is completely up to you. So you'll have to work within those limits, but then other than that, you can basically go wild. Something like that is what I'm thinking for the first race. Alongside the spectators being able to shoot you. Ooh. On stations that are abandoned, that you say, hey, these are no longer mine. 2 questions. Do you still see the transponder? And do they lose their safe zone? I feel like they lose their transponder. But other than that, like I believe they also lose their safe zone, which would be really cool for this. Because that would be like, then you could theoretically have people mount tripods on the station. Wait, no is to which of the questions? Working on station-based racetracks and ran into LOD issues where people would run into LOD rings. That is fair, yeah. That is definitely an issue we'll need to somehow take into account. If you build them big enough, you can still find them. That is fair. I guess if we build them outside the belt, that would work. Inside the belt, it would be a lot more challenging. I think like having asteroids around, they might load funkily. We'll have to check if that is feasible. But we can try. We could also put like a... frick, words are hard. We could put like a station in there. Or a ship in there that has a transponder. Oh, give me a second. Okay. Hi, I'm back. Let's see. Racing ID tiered by generators. That's what we originally had as concept. Yeah, limiting like power generation. That's also still something we are considering. Park 2 capital ships together. That would be an interesting one as well. We can try that. Yeah, we can mess around with that a bunch. Let me write that down as idea. Capital ship to fly between. We would need quite a few of them though, so that might be problematic. But we'll see if that's feasible to do. And yeah, racing ID like Formula 1 to 5. I guess that would work. So the initial concept we had. Let me actually pop that open if I can find the files. I have some pictures of this still. That's the thing. All the Starbase related images I have are in a folder called Starbase memes, even though most aren't memes. So I just need to look through a memes folder that is quite large to find anything. It's not exactly a practical setup, but hey, it works. Let's see. I can probably grab this one, I think. Yeah, I should be able to pop that in the stream very easily. Plus image. So okay, let me actually. Oh man, finding this is actually harder than I thought because my files are kind of a mess. This can go. This I need, and I need this. Oh come on, that. And I want this one. Oh, it's a bit bigger than the stream is. Oh, hold up, having that. Boom. Now we have no game in the background. So this is like the original concept we had. Let's see. Is it still readable if I make it like small? Is it readable? Is this like visible for you guys to read what's on there? But this is like the idea we had initially for like the classes in racing at the IGRA. They are no longer exactly logical because, for example, just the battery-based ones they just don't work anymore. But those would be adjusted to use like generators and limited amount of power. But this kind of concept is what we were originally going for, and I still think that might work. But I also think limiting coolant or cooling power is something that is fairly doable in the current system. For especially if you're using like races with weapons enabled, so like out of safe zone kind of death races. So yeah, I think initially we wanted to go for a lightweight racing, where the idea behind this, by the way, was that you weren't allowed to use radiators on the ships, so the coolant cells were effectively limitations for your generator output instead of limiting generators directly. So yeah, we wanted to go for like kind of a lightweight class where you have 2000 units of thrust. That is total thrust, by the way. That is not just forward thrust. The idea was that we would limit the total thrusters on the ship so that people could build a block of thrusters pointing forward, but it would have the downside of barely being able to turn. So if the race turned out to be a more agility-based one, you would be kind of screwed. Oh yeah, you can bolt station parts to ships. That is true. I wonder how we could use that for building a track. I guess we could build like a track based on ships, but that would cause LOD issues as well. I'll have to see how bad the LOD issues are if we build a station ring. Not like a circuit on a station, but just a ring to fly through, which would be rather large. Like it would be multiple zones most likely in size. We'd also have to check if we can like reliably see who comes through them, because otherwise people might cheat and just fly by or fly a completely other direction, which would not be good. But yeah, stuff like that we'll have to keep in mind. Station rings, we have ship-based tracks with station parts. There's a lot of opportunities here, I think. I also wondered, do ship lamps render from far? I don't think they do, right? Like if you're moving and stuff, I don't think they render very well, I believe. But I haven't actually checked. Because otherwise we can use like small factory halls with a bunch of station or ship lamps in them to kind of illuminate where the actual ring is. Just as kind of blinky beacons, you know? I'm not sure if that works at all though. String of ships with transponders turned on and waypoints X, Y, and Z. That might work. I'm not like we can definitely use ships as transponders. We'd also have to figure out a way though to have spectators be able to shoot, but not constantly die, because that is like a concern. Like on a station, we could have some sort of, say for example here, we take out the windows and we allow people to just shoot towards everyone that passes through. Stuff like that would make the spectators relatively safe, you know? But if we had the spectators on ships outside the safe zone, that all wouldn't apply. Oh, wait. Now you actually see the game again. That's much better. So what I was saying is, like, if we took out these windows, for example, if we were using this building as an example, stream is behind a bit, by the way, holy shit. Like, you could shoot anyone that comes through this area with a relatively low chance of being shot yourself. You can have gunships that let spectators be able to sit in and shoot. And have it every now and then pull along the track. That would work as well, yeah. Just have like a bunch of of guns on there. The issue is I want to do this on live, and I don't think I trust people with, what are they called, tripods on a ship that is not theirs, and that they have no necessary relation to like those people. I'm not sure if I would trust people on a ship like that. I feel like they just try to shoot first the other people in tripods, and then the pilot, and then the ship. Super short distance. Oh yeah, no, like in this, for example, is this. If you're talking about the this station idea, this would be far too short for sure. But like the concept of that. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I know, right? What could go wrong? Trusting players with guns on your ships. Absolutely the safest idea I've had all year. Oh. I like these kind of details, man. It's just, I can't get over how good these station buildings are. It's just insane. I have so much respect for the person that made these all. I'm not sure if it's been one person making them all or if it's been multiple, but my god. That person or those people have done such a good job. But yeah, that is... I'll need to build stations that are pretty at some point. Words are hard. But yeah, the races are something I'm looking into what is feasible and what isn't. So if you have more opinions, do let me know. More opinions or ideas or anything really related to races. Even if you just have like, hey, we have this group that is interested in races, let me know. Or we have like this feature you absolutely need to make a race fun, hit me up. All that kind of stuff. Like that's something... What? Oh, a giant circle track like NASCAR with a sniper tower in the middle and you run laps. That would be super fun. Like, I would love to do that. I wonder how we would do it, though. If you require that as a waypoint, flying through the station, it adds two things. Racers slowing down to navigate, giving folks the time to aim and shoot. Yeah, that is true. But, like, the main issue I have is that we can't say, hey, end those... Like, we don't have save zone permissions yet. If we had save zone permissions, we could, like, set up two groups. So one would be spectators. They would be protected inside the save zone. And their ships would be protected inside the save zone. And then the station itself would be protected. But other ships from, like, the other group would be unprotected and be able to be shot. That would be incredibly cool. I feel like you'd be able to do different lengths of races. Yeah. So, like, the stops and breaks. Yeah, exactly. That would be super fun. I think those would be really nice to do through the belt, though, personally. Like, I think that is the easiest race to set up with what we have in the game right now. Like, just a race between, like, a series of stations where in between them you can shoot each other, you can crash into asteroids, whatever. And at the stations there would be, like, spectator areas. And there would be a bunch of ships hanging around. And you would, like, have points with repair stuff. You know, like you have extra fuel rods if you need. There's extra coolant cells if you need. There is new bits and pieces. There's ores available. All that stuff. Have a straight line from point A to C with B being a break. So B would be like an in-between station then. Drop a shooter near a platform ship. That's fair. That's fair. I wonder if that... Like, I'm curious how we would pull that off. But I would love to do... tripods with like people just gunning down the racers. That'd be incredible. It would also probably end the race right where the tripods are, but like who cares, right? It's still super cool, and the one person that survives would just take all the gains. B would be the halfway point where the race restarts once all the... Oh, so it's a... Okay, so it's like basically two races... Would that be like a very long range thing then? Like you would fly for, say, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, and then you would have a break point, and then you would continue on to the next station after everyone reaches that point, and like had 5 minutes to repair their ship or whatever. Say 10 minutes maybe, or half an hour, I don't care, anything. Will it count if a single beam crosses the finish line then? Are you planning on flying a single beam over the finish? Because sure, if you can manage to dodge all the tripods as in endo form, I don't see why not. Long range thing would be best, but short range would be possible. Imagine from the movie Place. Ooh, I haven't seen that one, actually. But I assume it's like normal plane races where there's like the cones and they just fly between them? Or is it different? Might be different. But yeah, I haven't seen that, I'm afraid. Company invitational with teams from various companies. Oh yeah. Are you by any chance in the IGRA server? Because this is a thing we have set up a very long time ago. The IGRA, like the concept of racing, we've made a very long time ago. We actually have a bunch of pretty interesting racing teams, which are incredibly outdated, but there's a bunch of them, and it's cool. And we're definitely going to revive that concept, because like having companies both for advertisement around the station, like imagine companies could maybe pay, but also maybe just hang around with their banner signs and just advertise their company, and then their racing shit would come zooming by, and spectators would think, whoa, this company is in first, they must be freaking awesome. And they see their sign around so they know who to contact and everything. Hell yeah. Ooh, are Relicta or the other abandoned stations large enough, complex enough to make a racetrack? I haven't been to any of those, but that is a very good idea. Using dev PvP stations. What we could definitely do is use Rober, because Rober is easily large enough. So that would be sweet. Company, let's see. It's a race around the world with have a plane they land. I see. Or have a place they land. Gotcha. Yeah. So it's like a long trip, really, with a bunch of in-between stops where you can take breaks. But basically still point to point. So not being like laps or anything with like a pit stop in between, but it's just point to point and you have spaces in between where you can land. Say if something's broken. Okay, gotcha. So long point to point with stops in between for fuel repairs. Yeah, that'd be cool. The Great Origin hop. That would actually be really cool. Honestly, we could definitely do like a race from Origin to another station. Say to the station out here where I am right now is a bit far, probably. But let's see, can I exit without saving? Yeah. Like this station is a bit too far to do, but starting from this station, for example, might work. Like if we build some sort of other outpost out here, I feel like that could totally work to do a race. Because not much is here yet. From Origin to zone 5, with every zone having a pit stop. That would be interesting. I also feel like that would be far, like way too far for a lot of people. But then again, it might work for a race. Is that blue I see? Is that the skybox, or is that the safe zone for the station there? It's much more blue than I remember it being. I think that might be the safe zone. The safe zone is green though, isn't it? That's way too blue. The hell? I think Collective is still blacklisted. Not that I know of. Redshift is in there, like is in the list still at least, which is a Collective company or a Collective race team, which I'm not sure if it still exists, or like if the people are in there are still willing to race, but I don't think they've ever been blacklisted from the IGRA at least. I hope not anyway. They're quite a big player that I think is good to have around in stuff like this. So let's see, is there still the incredibly blue? Yeah, there's something really blue around that station. What's going on there? Moon-based races could be real cool. Oh yeah, we can totally do like races that aren't actually at the city. Like at the city would be super fun as well, but we wouldn't be able to use weapons there. But like say you go around in the city a bit and then you go to another point where in between there is just free-for-all, go and shoot each other. Then at that point you need to do some kind of wacky maneuvers and then you go back to the city for the finish. So that you have some, like I personally am a big fan of having some sort of PvP element in between instead of just collisions, but on the other hand, just races through the city would also be dope, I think, because it's super complex. As opposed to most stations in space, the city is a lot more, I guess, densely packed, if you will. It's a lot harder to fly through safely, and it has collisions, which is cool. So yeah, I think that might just work. Wonder how well it would work, but that's all something we can test. The ship's strafe is way too strong, by the way. Not strong enough for that, because I messed up. Do we have the means to make buggies? No, not yet. Wheels are something that's like on the being looked into list, but I wouldn't count on that for at least another few years. Especially with the current state of the game. Though we can sort of... Like, we can make hover vehicles technically, but they are sort of buggy at the moment. Well, yeah, it's buggy. I think it's actual bugs. It's not just weirdness with YOLO. It'd be cool to have a rally you could do custom crafted track. Oh yeah, that'd be absolutely sick. Combine that with like moon mining and make some bits in the track. Hell yeah. I do hope we get wheels at some point. I feel like wheels are quite a challenge to get to work, even in a normal game, let alone in a game where the entire moon can be made of voxels. But, you know, it's still a cool concept that I would absolutely love to see. But yeah, that is not for now, probably. I should actually, like, contact the people that are running the race teams we have right now, see if they are still interested. And if they are, that'd be sweet. That would be a good starting, a good bunch of starting people. I think Wipeout 2097. Oh, I'm not sure if I know that. Hey, someone just arrived, indeed. Morkengork. Where player? Player somewhere. Is that you by any chance then, Stapler? Or did you just see the person fly by? Because I didn't notice them, but I might have just been blind. Man, I really wish we had more options for LOD settings. Just saw it fly by. Ah, I was just blind then. Nice. Awesome. But yeah, I guess more people are checking out this place. We might get shot if we leave then. Interesting. This is a neat development. Oh, I wonder, is there any transfer point here? That is actually a question that is very important to answer, I think. Oh, he's at the shop. There's none there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this doesn't look like there's a transfer point. Let's see the SSC. Which I would have to fly up to actually find it. Oh, it's right below the shopping center. Okay, gotcha. I think I'm gonna find a mountainy area on the moon and put a point A and B on either side of the mountain range. Ooh, yeah. That'd be cool. I like the sound of that. Oh wait, there is actually a transfer point here and I already saw it before. I just completely forgot it existed. Because I remember commenting on the fact that this stuff existed in the editor. Look, now the orb actually moves. It's much cooler that way. Let's see. I don't actually have to click that, do I? Farbelt Outpost. It says infinite here, but is it actually infinite? I don't think it is. But there's only one way to find out. And for that, I may have to abandon this ship here. Which is incredibly sad, because it's the one that had a chance at running out of fuel. Which is an important test I need to run still. Low flying. Yeah. What we could do... Oh, that would be an interesting one. What if we had a race where you would have to stick close to the surface and, like, as organization, we would stick a torpedo warhead on your ship with, like, a rangefinder that is set to, say, 100 meters, for example. I'm not sure if that's low enough or not, but say it's set to 100 meters, so you would have to both stay upright and stay close to the surface. Or otherwise you just detonate. You just go boom. And that's over. I wonder how that would work, if that would work at all. I feel like it might be too unreliable to actually fly that close to the surface for that to work. On the other hand, I think it'd be a very interesting concept. Just have a, you know, you literally cannot go far away from where you are right now. Being the surface. I think that'd be interesting, but, like, let me know what you think. Because, yeah, that seems quite dangerous, you know? Given how collisions and the like have been so far. Oh no, oh no. I want it to be further away. Just gonna park this ship here, because I am going to leave it here. We are going to find out whether or not this is an infinite transfer point. Infinite distance transfer point. That's parked very ugly. Really need to work on my parking skills. Let's see, is that better? Much better. Still a bit angled. I want it to be like mostly straight at least. At least try to get it mostly straight. Is that good? Almost. Yes, I am a perfectionist when I'm parking my ships, okay? Deal with it. Boom, that should be decent. That is reasonable enough. Okay, let's try. Let's see. It is Farbelt Outpost isn't my thing. It says it's infinite, but the Arma station says so as well. And this, I think, if I say transfer point's out of range. Yeah, I assume the other one will say that as well. Go check out the new Duratec ship stuff. Oh yeah. I don't think there is anything like super strange happened there, but I can definitely check it out. Let's check the ship design workshop transfer. Okay, let's see. I assume the Farbelt station has like a 100 kilometer actual range. Quickly check that first. Yep, out of range. It doesn't say how far it is, but I assume it's like 100 meters. And it seemed like such a perfectionist when Cyber bumped into my bloody ship. Let's not talk about that. We don't talk about this, Graaf. Okay? We don't talk about that. Now it's off angled from the wall. Yeah, that was intentional. To have it like be a little bit more interesting. But I wanted it to at least be flat on the floor. What the hell? What kind of weird cult activity went on here? There's floor mats. Let me turn on the light. There's floor mats and windows. That is very interesting. A strange combination. I think they tried to summon something weird. I'll need to spawn a new Peregrine though. Let me get a new one. So they can hop around the station a bit. File, open or manage. We do the old continue. Now I'm gonna spawn one that does have the new device. This thing, gyroscope. But I don't actually have the means to use it yet. Okay, I need Bostonium alloy. Like I don't have that hooked up yet. Let me grab some Bostonium alloy. Is it that one? Yeah. This is the one thing I really like about the PTU, the fact that you can just test ships whenever you want to. I don't need to open the blueprint. I have the blueprint open. Dum-dum sank. Let's put another endo judge on the ship holding a remote explosive. Let's stream their viewpoint. That would be interesting. That'd be very interesting, I think. Wonder how well that would work, having another person on the ship to, like, stream and blow a ship up. Oh yeah, this version is much slower on the initial acceleration. Like, it can still fly pretty quickly. It still flies the same speed overall. Oh boy, the lag is pretty real. But it just accelerates a lot more slowly. Because I thought it felt a bit too twitchy before. Like, you couldn't actually park the ship, really. So I tried to tone it down a bit. Let's see, we have new Duratec ships, and we have quite a bit of Duratec stuff. I think most of their stuff has been updated by now, right? Most of the stuff that is in here, anyway. So yeah, let's have a look around. If they would want to load in. Oh, this one's loaded in. Gotcha. That's a thing that is very noticeable in this area of the Duratec ship shop. If I want to look at that ship, I have to be basically inside it. I can't take a far look from at it. Now, I don't actually know where the generator is on this, so I assume not much really changed. This, by the way, is like one of the coolest cockpit entry systems I've ever seen. Look at that shit. That is way overkill for a cockpit. Look at that freaking cockpit entry. Just plop this open and everything opens up. You're not telling me that isn't ridiculous. About 90%. Oh, that's not too bad. The worst part is that it doesn't even work all that well, because there's glass in the way here, so you need to crouch to get in. But, like, worth it, you know? Also, hold up. Watch this. There's that button. No, wait, it doesn't do it here. You have this thing. that folds away the table and makes it like a much smaller table with the chairs folded in. But also, there is some sort of maintenance thing somewhere. Where is that? Oh man, where's that button? There's like a maintenance thing. Laser collector, laser triangulation. Is that in here maybe? Service, yeah, look at this. It actually moves that single chair out of the way so these can open. And it moves it fully out of the way. How cool is that? And it makes this button not have effect. This is so ridiculous. Also, you can't actually crouch in here. You gotta go prone to get in here. But like, who cares, right? This is, yeah, that's the one. This is like one of those cockpits, at least, that make me say, yeah, the guys over at Duratec know their shit about shipbuilding by now. This does make the chairs go into that position first, but that's fine, you know? It's so ridiculous, this entire ship. At least like the cockpit area. The rest is like, okay. I'm not a super big fan of the shape of the ship overall, but this cockpit, oh my god. It's insane. Shame it has no maintenance tunnels. Oh yeah, that would be cool as well. It might actually have them, I just don't know about it. I think this also opens when you open the maintenance thing. Maybe some more stuff. Let's check out this ship. This is one of the other ones that I think is probably the coolest ship they have. It takes a while to load in, like most of them. But once it does... Overall, on first glance, it just looks like a rather large, sort of boxy ship. It has a mining laser on an arm, though, which is kind of cool. And it's actually hidden inside the cockpit when it's not in operation. Takes a while to do that, but... You know, this kind of slight angle and everything, it needs that to be able to fold in. It's pretty neat. And I think it's overall pretty balanced, too. And now this all closes. And this is like... I believe this isn't perfectly flat. Maybe it is. I'm not actually... It might be. Yeah, I think it is perfectly flat. Oh, nope. It's actually at like a tiny angle. You can see that here. Like, this is not flat. What are those robotic arms? Yeah, those are robotic arms. Sorry, wait. Yeah, you said wait. They are. We've had those in the game for a very long time. Just not many people use them because they are sort of broken. They have a freaking double sliding door with a ramp that slides out, okay? Mind you, that ramp isn't there normally. It's normally just a little lip. But when you push this button, the ramp slides out. That's cool, right? That's super cool. We have a cockpit area with like a table to discuss stuff with some information on it. Because of course information is very important. We have a bunch of information displays for waypoint systems. And we have a kind of neat cockpit. I'm not sure what the hop-off button is supposed to... Oh. Okay, they got a hop-off button that allows you to exit the ship from the bottom. Sure thing. Why not? You know? Hop on. They got... Okay, I didn't yet know this. This is new for me. That is pretty cool. It allows you to exit both from inside and from outside the ship. Now, of course, labels. That's all nice and well. Railings, which automatically adds to a ship. There's generator rooms with doors that automatically close, I believe. Which are, you know, just general generator rooms. Kind of standard. Not sure if these have heat sinks now. I hope this one does, because it's a really cool ship. Now this will automatically close. There's lights, there's cruise stuff, there's asteroid avoidance stuff. This might be like an off button, I'm not actually sure. Yeah, that's an off button for this generator setup. There's like different information panels for the thing below here. It's really cool. And then the best feature, okay? There is one feature that beats everything else on this ship. If you look at this, can you guess what it is? Just like throw a guess in the chat. This will take a while though, I'll be standing here for a while. Because the stream has to catch up and it takes quite a while, sadly. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you know what the cool feature on this ship is. It's not SV Plus in the background walking around. Achievement unlocked, what does this button do? Yes, I press all the buttons I find on ships. Mostly. Not all, but like, the first time I see a ship, I usually press most of the buttons. The lamps. No, the lamps are cool, but they are not the coolest feature on the ship. They definitely add a lot of aesthetic, though. It is something much less obvious. You know, I think I'll just go and spoil it. Maybe someone will guess it in the time I take to spoil it, but it's these little things. See what these are? They are power sockets. And you know what the best part is? The best part about this is that they are actual power sockets. They have a connection for power. You can actually hook up power to these power sockets. This is by far the cutest and best feature on this ship. That's like, it's such a small detail. It's so useless. They could have used the actual, like, you know, the boring power socket that we have, but they decided to make one themselves, and it's so cute. I don't really get why this is though. I'm not a big fan of, like, aesthetically, I'm not a big fan of these bolted or just bolted on like this. Then again, it is much more efficient than having them, I guess, properly mounted. This lamp also is surprisingly unbright. Like, it's not super eye-blinding. Interesting. Aha. Bloop. I could have closed it from outside, but no. And it does have asteroid avoidance, which I'm not sure how well it works with this setup, because it doesn't seem too dense around, like, the middle areas, but I guess it helps a bit. Okay, let's see if there's more very cool-looking ships. These all I'm not super big... These two, like, I'm not a super big fan of. They are still cool, obviously. They're awesome ships. I think they rearranged these, because I believe this one was more towards there. But I'm not super sure on that. I think they may have swapped these two around, and I think there was another here before. There's a lack of bolts on the interior. Oh, yeah, it's actual, like, that's the thing you gotta give these guys credits for. They are very well versed in the world of shipbuilding. Now, this ship is very interesting. It's got, like, it can carry asteroids, and to make that easier, it's got some interesting... Wait, is this the door? I don't think I've ever gone inside of this ship yet. That is the door? Oh my god. That is so over-engineered. What the hell? Come on, that's not even fair anymore. At this point, why are we even building ships? These lads have freaking turning doors. That's like the coolest thing. But yeah, you have like the main cockpit, which is kind of these two. And then over here you have separate cockpits for aligning yourself to these asteroids, which, you know, they could have just done it another way. This is kind of sad though. This is highly impractical. But overall, that is like such a cool feature. This is... Oh wait, there's the chair button. I was about to say, it can't be that you actually get locked in the chair. That's so not a Durtech thing to do. But yeah, there is a way to get out of the chair, luckily. Clean bolting is really sexy. You can't be asked to do it and some parts broke off. That is fair as well. Like, I did it on the last ship I built, but usually I don't care. I do try to place my bolts neatly, but I usually don't care about invisible bolting. Then again, how about plate welding? You know, welding plates to other plates of the same material at the click of a button. Wouldn't that be lovely? Now how do I get out of here? Is that button that I need? Yes, it is. I wonder why they didn't add a button in here, because they have the panel already. So, you know, it wouldn't be anything new to add, really. Did I just see some lights turning off, by the way? Oh yeah, the lights kind of shut off while rotating. That's sort of disappointing. On the other hand, does it matter? It's a freaking cool ship. Okay, so I thought this ship was kind of boring because I hadn't looked at it in full detail yet, especially the inside. This is my first time actually seeing the inside, and I am surprised. Oh, hey, that's the big one. This one I think just looks kind of cute. I really like the look of this. It's super simple. It's barely got any functionality to it, but it looks really, really cute. I like the little wings as well. They remind me a bit of what I did on the Pioneer. You know, little wingtips. Now this is a... Wait, did they add this to the ship shop? Hold up. Since when is this in the ship shop? Or is this not the ship I think it is? No, I think this is the ship I think it is. Is this the Kingdom ship? Like the Kingdom King ship? I'm fairly certain it is, right? This is like kind of the Kingdom flagship. And yeah, this lighting stuff is done really well. Look at that being all pretty, man. Come on. You can't tell me this is like not a cool ship. Because it is freaking sweet. I don't actually know how to get in though. Is this just open? Oh, that's just open, so here would be a door. With, of course, the coolest button in the game. It's the small button. That's new. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, hey. Attack. File name, faction name. So this is just like an open area for you to fill in whatever way you want, I guess. And then here is a cockpit. That is hard to see what that says. Okay, that is some sweet ass logo animation stuff going on there. Like this just it's small. Oh no, wait, that's just passive running. What? Is that just until you press the button we run this animation? Excuse me? Okay, that's cool. Transfer measurement. Okay, it can track how much it's transferring. Identity probably being transponder. Here you have more information panels. Oh my god. Off. And it's got eco mode, which is probably just managed. Yeah, they added new ships. This is really cool. I've seen this ship before, but I didn't realize they added it to the ship shop. Bridge light and ship light. Okay, we want those on, obviously. And this is just a lot of spare panels you can use. That is kind of cool. I'm wondering, is there... I feel like there's something I missed, because there should be some sort of service button. I think that might be in the cockpit. Let's see if there is anything here I can find real quick. Could also be... Let's see, that seems to be mostly waypoint stuff. Is there like a service button here? Service, yeah, there we go. I think that opens up all the panels on the nose. Like on the... along the entire front. Oh, here's a panel that opens up. With YOLO stuff and receivers. Super cool. Then there's another one on the other side, obviously. They've got like little shields here. Boy. And then this all opens up, which... Oh, this is fuel rods. Duh. Should have guessed as much. And there's also heat sinks. Cool. So this one is prepared for heat. Not a fan of the side panels in this one. Oh yeah, I also like having a proper dashboard, but I can see why they did it for this ship. You know, it does make the cockpit look very unique. Because that is definitely an interesting looking cockpit. Now I wonder what that button is for. Let me go fiddle with that one. I didn't actually notice that was there before. Huh. I see you backward. Oh, this is your reverse. Nice. Are heatsink must or something because my ships seem to do fine? It depends on what kind of ship you have. Most ships will need them, yeah. Hey, good go, how are ya? Did you see the Vanguard Mark II? Oh boy, is that a big ship as well? Let's see, we came from... there. I think, no. Here, I think. Yeah, we came in from that side, I'm pretty sure. And then here we have some other small ships, which these I think aren't new. Yeah, these seem to be still the same kind of bikes they had before. That's all good and well, but these I've seen before. They're cool, but not necessarily my style of ship. I like my bikes to be even smaller than that. Is this new? Fundin. I think I've seen that name before, but I'm not certain. It's definitely a very cute little, I guess, transport ship. And it does have heat sinks. Cool. As far as I know, all the ships that have panels that let you buy them are ready for the heat system. So this is all ready for the heat. This is oh, that's a CLF ship. Cool. That's the thing. Where a lot of companies have like specific focused ships, or a lot of people make ships that are like miners, for example. What Duratec has done really well, at least in my opinion, is have a varied set of ships. They have basically a ship to fill most of all the roles there are. Not sure they have a towing ship yet, but then again, the towing beam hasn't been out for very long. And their ships take a while to design. Relative to most people's anyway, these take quite a bit of work. That's the Edam. I think this was here before. I think I remember those names anyway. This seems like it... Huh, it still has a lot of radiators. Oh, I guess it... Yeah, no, it seems to have a lot of radiators for the new heat system, but you never know. They don't have a heavy freighter. Don't they? I guess that depends on what you call heavy. Like, what people consider heavy nowadays is like 1,000 grades up, which... You know, I'm not a big fan. They do have a fighter, though. I didn't think I've seen this before. Maybe I just didn't pay attention to the name. Oh, this was definitely in their EOSCon showcase, I think. That's an interesting use of these decals. It's a very interesting use of these decals. Do you see how weird that looks? 1k crates is overkill. Yeah, well, like, sure, there is a use for it, but... Yeah, 800 plus is just too large, in my opinion, honestly. Like, I consider 200 crates to be a very large ship. And again, I do like my ships to be focused more on aesthetic than on pure functionality. You know, I'm just not a big fan of crate blocks. This was also, I think, at their EOSCon showcase. It looks a bit weird. It's kind of like a tractor. Wait, is this isn't a towing ship, is it? What is... Oh! You're not telling me this is valid. Is it? No, I don't think this is valid. It does have a towing beam, though. This is an actual tug. But I don't think this is a valid setup for cargo lock beams. It might be, but like it feels like we don't have the right amount of angles here. No, wait, we do. Oh, we do. This one is at 90 degrees to that one, which are both at 90 degrees to these. Cool, this is a valid tug. I was blind for a bit. Oh, that's really cool, then. This is a really nice little tractor, and it actually looks kind of like a truck, you know? Like one of those big, kind of American-style trucks. I think it's really cool. What's this? The bomber. Oh, that's definitely been in here before. Forgot what it did, apart from being chunky and small. Oh, it's a small miner. Just a mining laser shippo. Yeah, I guess so far all of their ships seem to have been updated. The Jägerfall. Hover transport. Oh, this has definitely been before. I think this is very interesting with like the open platform. Like, look at this being very nice and wide and open and everything. That button doesn't seem to be connected. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the buttons for this door, but that might be slightly problematic. These are less nice sockets. But this is definitely a problem. I'll take a picture of that and send it to the Duratech guys. Let's take a quick pic. Maybe both need to be in? No, both are in when you press 1, I think. No, they're not. Interesting. Maybe they do both need to be in then. But no, they don't have power. That's the thing. These buttons aren't connected to a network. That's the weird part. Like, they're just completely unconnected. Let me ping one of the Duratech guys. Ship design. GTX? No. The buttons on the false door are not connected to a network. Yeah, I can try it in test flight too. Wait, is there a side entrance? You say? Where is the side entrance? Is that like... Huh? Is there a side entrance on this? No. No way. You know what, I'll try it out in test flight. Let's give that a shot, you know? Only way to really find out. And yeah, I know they used to function. I know I got into the ship before. Jägerfall A. Nice. Oh. Scusi? I was able to... Whoa. That was interesting. Ship has a durability error. Excuse me. That is definitely not good. Yeah, this definitely has some issues. Well, yes, way in the back, but then you couldn't enter the front area, I think. Because like the front area is separate, right? Is there an open button here? There has to be a button for the door somewhere. I'm probably just looking over it, and I feel really dumb for most likely doing that. This is very impractical. That's just waypoint stuff. Okay, left side is only waypoint things. This side, does it have a door? Chair? Warning? Interesting. Don't actually see a button for the door here. Almost looks like this would be a hatch, but wait, it really does look like that would be a hatch. So like, huh? Really seems like these are hatches. Surface. Oh, back door. There we go. Yeah, they are definitely unconnected. Okay, this is interesting. We have issues on the ship. I wonder... Yeah, these are definitely not connected to any sort of network. Yeah, these are absolutely broken cables. Nice. I guess it's just on the new version. I guess they updated it for heat and then accidentally broke a couple cables. But it really does look like there would be a hatch up here. I think there is, actually. Can't be that we have like stairs. Yeah, these are sliding hatches for sure. I just don't see how you would open them. Interesting. Can we press F5? Oh, we can. Nice. This is actually, I think, my first time using a test flight from a ship shop. Interestingly enough. For someone that's been playing this game for a decent amount over 3,000 hours by now, that feels a bit strange. Only now using a feature that's been in the game for, well, by now quite a while. Let's see. Oh, this is the side we checked earlier. Let's go to the other side then. Because there's still a ship we need to find, which is... Oh, I also just now noticed your message, MWire, about me aligning bolts using sockets. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's ignore the fact that that ever happened, okay? The Vegar Mark II, that's the one. Ho! Ho! Is that this thing? What the f... So, it would seem like Duratec... Oh, these are... Wait, these are two ships, but they're sideways. No, this is the Frigg and probably another Frigg? Maybe? Hauler and supply tanker. Oh, they put these in a weird way. That is cool to see, but also really strange. Oh, the Frigg B doesn't have a description. Interesting. I guess this one of them would be the like fuel version and the other one the propellant version or whatever. Or maybe one of them is just empty. Service. No, service is not the right thing. Supply 1. This is definitely propellant. Oh wait, do we... Is there a thing for opening everything? No, doesn't seem like it. Maybe there is and I'm just missing it again. Wonder if this is all propellant. I think it might be. Yeah, this seems to be all propellant, and this would be the fuel rod variant. Cool. These are basically just very large torpedoes. Oh, hey. There's another person. How nice. Yeah, these are basically just freaking torpedoes. with how explosive they are. This one, if it's fuel rods, it shouldn't be explosive because they are only explosive when they're actually in a generator fuel chamber. Oh, wait. One's on here. Yeah, this is a large amount of rods. A significant amount of fuel rods, you could say. It's quite a few. Jesus. Delta propellant. Oh wow, it really does measure stuff. That's cool. But yeah, I still haven't found the chip though. Nice. It's not back there, is it? No. But hey, I like this layout. I guess they kind of, like the developers kind of took the layout from the Zeppelin we have, which is also oriented this way and takes the entire length, but then used it on 2 ships. Which is super cool. I like it. This one's tiny. These are both tiny and kind of cute. This is the Jordis A. It's freaking little moonfish kind of ship. And then we have whatever this tiny little blob of coolness is. The Signy. Oh, this is a... what's that? Maneuver thruster only ship. Interesting. Didn't really know people still built those. That's cool to see. This is the Vega Mark II. I finally found it. That looks frickin' sweet. Does this have a purpose or is it just cool? Shuttle, executive shuttle. Okay. It just looks cool. Nice. But it does look cool. Like, heck, that looks like a fighter, man. This shouldn't be a shuttle, this should be a fighter. Wait, they have Vega there? And here it is Vega without the E. Interesting. On the ship and on the terminal don't line up. I think that's just about all the complaints. I have, well, complaints more like inconsistencies I could find within the Duratec ship shop. But man, this is a cool thing. Holy shit. Oh yes, they used pipes, or they used railings as pipes. Yes! This is something I've been doing for a bit as well on some of my ships. And it just adds like something, you know? It makes it look cool. You can say whatever you want, but using railings as pipes is a glorious technique that more people should use. One thing I would advise them to do is to swap these corners around though, so that the visible holes aren't on the inside. I guess this is not something you can dodge, but like at least here you could. But yeah, this is really nice. I like that. I think that's everything for the Duratec ship shop. Oh no, this one still. Oh hey, nice. This is a ship I've liked. This is a ship I've tried to make a joke about. It's called the Alfrig, and I tried to saw it in half using a mining laser and call it the Half-Frig, but I failed because it exploded. Or not a mining laser, sorry, like a cutting laser. I tried really hard and I failed miserably. But hey, it was a valiant attempt, okay? I tried my best. And it was definitely worth the effort. Because the explosion was very nice to see. Can I do that in test flight? Now I wonder. Pop in the seat. Of this one. Oh boy. Now I'm curious what it's gonna do. Let me actually see if I can grab a mining laser though, or a cutting laser. And then a power pack. Pop in the seat. This is just a normal seat, right? Service mode, which is all the way in the back on this one. That is interesting. Not bad though, it's quite nice. I don't know why you would need access to your fuel tanks of all things. I would assume you would need access only to your fuel rods, which are... Oh, they're here. They are just exposed? I guess they are just exposed, okay. Hey Munchkin, how do you zoom into YOLO chip? You go to settings, you go to controls, you go to actions? Maybe not, I'm not actually sure. There's something somewhere to zoom in on YOLO. I think that might actually mean gameplay. Somewhere in the settings is like a yellow zoom in thing. Graphics could be, actually. Graphics? No, not graphics. Oh yeah, there's a stations tab now. Interesting. Oh, relation icons. Oh, hey! This is actually really cool. We can't yet change them, but like this is pretty neat to have already. Oh, camera. Here, zoom in on YOLO chip when editing. You want to make sure that is enabled, and probably zoom in after unlocking disabled. It's under camera, like gameplay camera. And then if you have a YOLO chip, which I'll just can I yoink it out of here? Yeah, I can. Then when you have a YOLO chip, you swoop it down, and I think you have to be in cursor mode for this nowadays. Oh no, wait, cursor mode doesn't work. No, yeah, okay, you can do it in crosshair mode. Test flight of Vegger, gotcha. But yeah, you just kind of click on it, and then it zooms in, and it's all cool. Test flight of Vegger, okay. It's got a battle mode. Oh wait, what? It is actually a ship with guns? My life is good. Should be the faulty setting. The faulty or default? What? Is that like a pun? Noted. Nice, nice. Muncher, you're working on your like waypoint system. Damn emotes, I agree. Wait, they actually got a like :W emote or :3 emote? Wordplay. Okay, nice. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, I am zoomed in. Oh, wait, this one actually... No space to leave seat. There is probably a button for that. Given what I've seen from these guys so far, yeah, canopy. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, this is next level. That is some next level seat fuckery. Now, how do I enter it? I guess this would be the enter button. Well, you can barely press that though. The window's in the way. They should move that up a bit. Oh, here's the panel again, which if you press a button, it just... Yeah, it goes to an info panel. Oh, that's so cool. Not sure what these buttons do, but that's fine. Battle. Oh. Uh-huh. It actually disables the crosshair if you're not in battle mode. That is interesting. Not sure I'm a fan of that, but battle mode has interesting stuff, and I assume then also guns. I am so happy that this ship is apparently then equipped for fights. Oh, yup. Oh, yes. It's got actual guns. Okay. My life's good now. I am completely happy with this ship. This is by far... Well, not by far. This is now one of my favorite Duratec ships. Because it's really freaking cool. Like, yeah, this is... Even just this kind of stuff. Come on. Those little wing flaps, they just add something, man. Hey, it's Vibranium. Sup, dude? And checking out your ships, man. I was told to check out the Duratec ship shop. Have you guys actually updated everything that's in the ship shop right now for the heat system? Because that is insane. That is, like, actually insane. But holy hell, dude. This ship, it's so cool. It's like, I'm actually... I looked at this when I saw it first, and then I said, yo, looking at this, it should have been a fighter. It should have had guns. And then Mandalore told me, yo, go check it out. Go test fly it. It has a battle mode. And I'm just sitting there like, oh no. Does it have guns? Oh, frick. It's so cool. So yeah, I'm completely happy now. I didn't realize that these little crosses here would be... I guess it makes sense now that I actually look at them, but I like completely glanced over them and didn't realize. And the Quasir, which is... Yeah, that's the... like the really cool one with the bits that point up, right? Point up and down. Like the sort of... I guess they're not really wings, but like... I guess the thruster sections? With the cool lights on the front behind the grates. That ship is freaking sweet. It's gotta be one of the cooler ones also. Also, the only complaint I would... well, there's like two complaints. For one, the name on the back of this ship doesn't line up with the name on the panel. but I'm not sure which is the right one. Also, this button is really hard to press because the window is in the way. You need to like look at all the way at the top. It's not really a complaint so much as it is just a, you know, just impractical from kind of the game. But man, this is one cool ass ship. It's like actually incredible. What's the gear switch? That's speed. Like ship speed switch. Judging by how fast it's going, that is ship speed. Oh, yep, that is absolutely ship speed. Hell yeah. Oh, something is lagging behind. Wait. Is that doing what I think it's doing? Because I hear stuff moving whenever I... Hard caps, I see you forward, gotcha. I hear stuff moving whenever I turn. Is that doing like something funky on the ship? Like does turning add or do something to some parts of the ship or something? Or is it just me going insane now? Now it's not doing it anymore. I swear that sounded like it was doing some sort of movement before. Maybe I'm just wrong and it doesn't actually do anything weird. But yeah, this freaking cockpit, man. How is this seat mounted actually? Now I'm curious. Like how... It's on sliders backwards and then on another slider up, I assume? Oh yeah, it's two sliders. Okay. That's impressive. That is sometimes a bit buggy. Yeah, but like that is not a fault of the ship. That's a fault of the game, obviously. So I don't think that's a reason to not use them. And I'm very glad that you did put this system on because it looks freaking sick. Like it really adds to it. Ooh, what's the A on the back? What is the A on the back? Is that just because it's version A? Or... Xvegard 2. 2. Curious. All sorts of ship name codes that I do not know about. Nice. But yeah, this is a super nice looking ship. A variant, gotcha. Bloop. I'm honestly just sitting here hopping in and out of a seat because it's cool. Auto land feature is cool. Oh yeah, I can imagine. 0G land. I would assume that might not work too well when I'm not actually on a station to land, but... Wait, it's got landing gear? Hold up. This I need to check. There's more features! Oh wait, oh no, let me also press the service button. Yeah, just in time. There's also a green button on the right, which is interesting. Oh, that's really cute. The landing gear seems to not extend beyond the flaps, which is... seems tricky. Then again, it might land slightly slanted forward, judging by this angle. Might actually land at a slight angle. Like this I'm disregarding, obviously, but like the angle from these flaps over to these feet seems to maybe be a slight angle. I'm not sure if that's actually true. But yeah, this is one very nice ship. I like it. I'm a big fan. Then again, I've kind of been a big Duratec fan for a while now. Oh, it does have a slight pitch when landing. Oh my god. That is the thing. Like, I don't know how you guys keep doing this, because there's 4 of you in Duratec only, right? It's like not a large group, but you have so many ships and such a nice varied set of roles for ships. Like, you've got fighters, you've got miners, you've got transporters, you've got fuel and propellant haulers, you've got personal transports, you've got everything. And every single one of them, at least as far as I can tell, has this insane attention to detail, which is just, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But yeah, this is like, these ships are kind of the ships I want to see in Starbase. And still, I won't fly them because I have this weird policy where I only fly ships I make myself. But still, if I were to fly other people's ships, these would be them. Absolutely. Because this is just another level of shipbuilding. It's insane. So yeah, mad respect for that, dude. Serious. Now, let's find a way out of the ship shop. I just want to show what's possible in Starbase and be inspiring for builders. Well, I can guarantee you've been a giant source of inspiration for me. Absolutely. So thank you very much for that. Because that has definitely helped spark some interest in shipbuilding when going gets rough, which I assume you guys have also noticed it does sometimes. You know, shipbuilding is fun. It's hella fun. It's insanely fun in Starbase, but it also gets sort of challenging at a point. Like every ship, or most ships at least, have some point at which it just becomes very hard to continue on them. But then, luckily, you just look around a bit and you play some other games and you have some fun. Enjoy your life for a bit, and then, you know, shipbuilding is fun again. Which is when I started work on this tiny little speeder. New. I'm very much looking forward to the new EOSCon, by the way. That's gonna be so cool. I wonder what kind of new stuff we're gonna see. With all the new displays and stuff? Hell yeah. And the new heat system. No more radiator spam. Whoa, finally. That's gonna be very nice. But yeah, I wonder, is there anything I still need to check during this stream? I feel like I've at least looked at everything I could look at from the update. Let me see if I can find it, actually. There it is. Oh, did I? I think I may not have shown the laser tracker yet. Well, there's a laser tracker now. It's like the torpedo thing. You know how we used torpedoes to detect where laser designator signals were? That is no longer necessary. We can now use a dedicated ship device, which is really cool, and it's a nice device. It looks cool. Let me quickly hop into the SSC again, so I can show it. Oop. Slide it a bit too far. Whoops. But yeah, it's like, it's very nice. Have fun. Yeah, see you around, man. Have a wonderful day. New upscale twin wing Vegger. Oh, what? They got a double version of it? Oh boy. That sounds pretty sweet. I'm very curious to that as well. Hold up, I was going to check. Oh yeah, I was going to show the laser device. The laser finder thingo. I think it's in tools. Yeah, the laser tracker. So this is the laser tracker. It's just about the same size as the laser designator. And it's actually nice and small, you know? It's pretty decent size. It looks kind of cool. Looks really cool, I think. So yeah, that's something new we got. We have the recycler tool. We kind of looked at that earlier. We have alloy crafting now. I'm not sure if the crafting table for that has been added to this, actually. Devices crafting, has it? No, it's like a weird kind of crafting system they use, I think. But yeah, it's new. And it's kind of cool. And we have new torpedoes and rockets, but we already had those for a while. Oh yeah, we have the another cool device. Is that in launchers already? No, it's not. It's still in public test category. We have this unit, which is finally a front-mounted rocket launcher with fewer rockets. And this is sick, because that means we can use the new... Those might also be in the other category still. Yeah, they're also in here still. We have the fixed high explosive rocket. That's a torpedo, hold up. High explosive rocket, this one. And you just plop a couple of those in, instead of having to build them yourself. You have a rocket launcher. And you just cram that on a hardpoint. What the tracker does, the tracker allows you to see the signal that comes out of the laser designator. So, laser designator says, yo, here's a blip somewhere in space. And I think it detects it at the end of, like if there's nothing hit at the end of the ray as well. And then this tracker says, yo, the signal with the same identifier, as long as the identifier matches with the identifier ID here, it gives you an XY offset and a distance to the target of the designator, to where it hits, or where it doesn't hit, like at the end of the beam. It's really useful for a great many things. For example, for having auto-following ships. Ships that follow like a lead ship. That is just a very useful application that I'm looking at myself. The slick-looking ship they had at the last EOSCon. Ooh, nice. I'll have to watch back some footage then, I think, because I don't actually remember it. But that sounds really cool. I'm so stoked for the new EOSCon. Because last time I couldn't make it. Like, I was still at a faraway moon, which I ended up teleporting back, and now they're adding moon mining to all moons, most likely fairly soon. So that's kind of a pain, but still, I will go back there at some point, but probably after EOSCon. And then it's all going to be incredibly nice, you know? It'll be very, very, very cool at EOSCon this time. Because, like, after last time, I bet all the people that, like, came there and realized how cool it was to show your ships off to people and, like, how many people showed up, I can only imagine it being much more popular the next time around. Because, like, I can see why people would be a bit hesitant to go there if, you know, it's sort of a new event. You're not sure how many people are going to show up. But then, now that it's sort of established within the community, oh boy, it can only be a very big event next time. But yeah, that is all for later worry. I think at this point, we've covered everything we needed to cover, or we wanted to cover. So I think we'll call it a night for today. Because it's been a while. It's been a good, how long? 3.5 hour stream again. Which is far longer than I intended, but that's fine. You know, it's alright. So yeah. Let me know about those races, what you think, like through Discord or through the comments on this video, when it's, like, I keep the stream, so let me know what you think. I'm very curious what other people's opinions are, and what other people's ideas are for races. And with that, I think that's all. So have a wonderful night, or day, or whatever it is for you, and I will see you soon again. At least Saturday, and probably, given the current state of the game, slightly more often. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Have a good night. See you around. Ciao, ciao.